Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Raven Gaming. We have a best of three here tonight. I'm your host, Kempton. I will be shoutcasting for you guys. And I'm joined by Hunter. Say hello.
Hey, happy to be here.
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this. This is two teams, mostly Plat and Diamond, correct? If I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, mostly Plat and Diamond. It's actually a returning team, so it's actually a sister team of FroggyStyle. We had FroggyStyle Sun last week, so we have FroggyStyle Moon versus 5Monkeys. Both really solid teams. They know what they're doing. I'm excited to see this game.
What kind of comps do you think we're going to be looking into? Something aggressive, something a little more safe?
For sure. Well, for 5Monkeys, they like to play around bot side. APM Titan is, I think he's Diamond 1. He's actually Diamond 2 right now, but he was very, very good on the. I think he got away with getting Zeri at one point, and that was basically what won them in the third game, if I'm remembering correctly. So I think they're going to try and draft around their bot side for sure.
You think they're going to play more around bot?
Yeah, I think so. I think that they're going to try and get a strong ADC. I think they usually wait to pick up their ADC until after second ban phase, but uh, I definitely am inclined to believe that they're going to gank bot. They're going to have their mid roaming bot. They're definitely going to play around the dragons. They're going to give up the crab up top. So yeah, that's what I'm expecting.
Yeah, I'm looking. I was gonna say I'm looking forward to see what kind of jungle they have. If they're gonna prioritize bots so much, like you said, they're most likely gonna be trying to jump down there and get a lot of ganks, depending on what they pick. You think they're gonna try to pick a jungler to support the bottom and just kind of leave top to his own devices?
Yeah, I think so. That's what we saw last week. I'm expecting that, and they've actually already banned the Zeri. They don't want APM Titan on the Zeri at all, and I think that's a very good ban.
Yeah, so we have Zeri, Volibear, and Kled out for the first round of bans, and it looks like we are getting a Xayah Hover and a band, followed by a Kingdred. Never thought I'd see somebody ban that. And then the lovers are both being banned, followed with a Rakan.
Yeah, interesting. That might be some targeted bans towards the FroggyStyle Moon. Maybe they just play a lot of Xayah Rakan. It's definitely obviously a very strong combo. Xayah is an interesting ban. I mean, not something you really see a lot of. I guess lethality Xayah might be a menace. And then Kled as well. Kled is not a ban I'm used to seeing as well. You know anything about why they would ban Kled?
Not that I know. I was going to say, Kled seems kind of interesting, and so does the Kingdred. Even in regular play, or if you do Clash or Flex, I don't see a lot of Kingdred bans, so I feel like that's another targeted ban. I feel like the Xayah and Rakan, not terrible bans, but the Volibear and the Zeri, I feel are pretty common.
Yeah, definitely. Volibear is very top bands, top picks. And Zach actually being is that hovered or locked in? I'm not sure. I guess it might not be locked in just yet as the countdown's going down. Zach would be an interesting pick. Oh, it has been locked in. Yes, it has.
Yep, there
Kai'Sa
it
picked
is.
the red side. Interesting. So we saw Titan on Kai'Sa as well. At one of the games, he was a menace. I think he went 10-1 on Kai'Sa. Definitely very scary. He was very aggressive with his ulting into the back line and killing both the support and ADC in like 2 seconds. So you need to make sure you shut down the Kai'Sa if you're FroggyStyle here.
Well, and they followed it up with a Nautilus support
Hmm.
pick, which Kai'Sa Nautilus is pretty common, but there it looks like it's being countered by the Ashe and the Braum, which I think is a pretty good choice. It looks like they are going to try to play a little safer bot lane and just try to counter engage with the Braum.
Yeah, I like this a lot. I like the Braum to potentially block the Nautilus from getting to the Ashe. I think that yeah, it's like you said, this just is kind of a safe pick. I think that's what they have to do against such a strong bot lane. Olaf being locked in, uh, I think he's a pretty common jungler, but it's not something I'm used to seeing. Excited to see. I guess that's because of the CC that Ashe and Braum provide. They want an Olaf that can just run down that Ashe if necessary.
Yeah, the biggest thing is they're probably going to try to use him obviously to get as many smite steals as they can. But the question is, are they going to be able to utilize that? I mean, the engage from the Zac. might be a good counter for that, but they can't CC him, so being able to push past a lot of that to try to get a smite in might be what Olaf's going to try to do a lot.
Yeah, right now it looks like they might be drafting. Blue side might be drafting around that Ashe, getting a lot of peel for her. Zach has a lot of peel. Braum has a lot of peel. But if you pick an Olaf for 5monkeys, then that peel does not mean that much. So I definitely think yes, they will focus around the dragons and getting the objectives. But that Ashe is going to have to be very careful and not waste on Olaf or anything like that, because he can pop the ult after being stunned, and that's something that you can walk into.
Right. And that's a lot of trust from the Ashe to rely on her team to keep her alive, and them being smart enough not to push too far forward so she doesn't get left behind. But we have a Karthus and a Malphite band, along with a Gwen and a Kiana. So it looks like they're trying to focus a lot of top and
Top
mid
man.
here. So let's see what they decide to go with for the next set of bands. What do you think they might try to focus?
Well, it looks like wait a minute. Yeah, so the Silas has already been locked in. Silas, I think if I'm remembering correctly as well, I don't know if that was Zokama or somebody else, but their mid laner on 5monkeys, he is a beast on Silas as well. I think he also went like 6-0 in one of the games. They ended up not banning it on the third game, and it led to the FroggyStyle losing because of it. So Silas was a very important pick. He was diving with Everfrost, and he would just stun somebody up, Everfrost them, and kill them, just all by himself in side lanes. So
And it
that was
looks
a
like the
really great
LeBlanc
pick.
to try to counter there as well.
Yeah, LeBlanc is interesting here. I feel like it's going to be really hard to get on that Kai'Sa with you have a Nautilus, just sitting on top of Kai'Sa. Maybe you can bait out a hook or something, with good distortion usage. But uh, I like it for mid lane, just to stay balanced in mid, not like lose to the Silas. Should be able to keep the lane pretty even there. And Camille being locked in for blue side as well.
Yep, top gonna be Camille. So from blue side, it looks like the Braum is probably just gonna be body blocking the Ashe until Zach, LeBlanc, or Camille get some sort of engagement going. I mean, the LeBlanc probably won't engage; she'll follow up. But between the Camille and the Zach, if they can trap some people in a lot of their containments or their AOE CC, LeBlanc and Ashe can easily follow up, and Braum just stays there to counter whatever tries to come in.
Wow, yeah, this is interesting. A really big melee lineup for 5monkeys. I still prefer their draft over FroggyStyle, just because I think that playing around the Kai'Sa, I haven't seen FroggyStyle Moon's Ashe player. I haven't seen him bot, but I have seen APM Titan. I know just how good he is. They can absolutely play around him, and he will show up. Even when they were struggling and they lost one of the games in the best of three, Titan still was the one that was performing. So I think drafting around him is ideal, and they definitely got that. They've got the Nautilus appeal. They've got the Silas, who's going to be a threat on his own. Jax, who's going to be a threat on side lanes, and Olaf just to get objectives. They're sitting pretty.
All right, final prediction time. Percentage chance win. What side are you going with here?
I'm going with 5monkeys.
5monkeys. What do you think the odds are with that?
Oh boy. Maybe for the first game, I guess we'll say 70%.
70%. You think that there could be some mistakes that turn this around on them, or if somebody gets fed and they can't follow it up?
Yeah, I think if you're Moon here, you really need to focus on shutting down Titan. You need to stop him from getting like infinite farm. He had 200 farm at like 20 minutes. The guy was just crazy. You have to stop him. You have to play around the dragons. Or if you're not going to do that, you have to play around the Herald and just destroy top, destroy mid, whatever you have to do. Trade even objectives with them. I think that's their way into the game.
Yep. What do you think is going to be the biggest detriment to each team? Where do you think the gaps are?
Mid lane, man, mid lane, because I think that both bot lanes are going to do okay. I just think that Titans are very good, and I haven't seen the other Ashe. I imagine the Ashe is going to be good as well. But the Silas, oh man, the LeBlanc has to pop off. If LeBlanc doesn't do anything early, she just kind of doesn't do anything. Like for any team fight, if she doesn't have the items to do the damage that she needs to do, to just explode somebody right off the start, and you've got a pretty beefy lineup, she's going to have to get on the Kai'Sa. And that's going to be very difficult with all the peel that Kai'Sa has around her. So I think the detriment for Moon is definitely going to be the LeBlanc. She needs to pop off. And I think that Five Monkeys. I'm expecting Silas to do well, but if he does not and LeBlanc gets going, that could be the detriment as well.
All right. One last personal question that you would think. If you were Silas, what's going to be your favorite alt to steal?
Oh, that's a good
And why?
question. It really depends. Obviously, very situational. That ultimate, I'm liking if potentially. I'm not sure with the Blanc ult if that even works. I don't know enough about that, but I would say Camille ult for the lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
Lockdown the LeBlanc from distortioning away from you, and that would be a good way to start the fight because LeBlanc, she relies on that distortion very very much. If you can use that Camille ult on her and she can't get away, your team can kill her quickly. And with a Nautilus depth charge or anything like that, and I think that'd be a great way to start the fight.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see how they try to use that because, like you said, it's all subjective on which one they're going to and which one he's going to choose to steal. I mean, the Braum alt wouldn't be bad as well. Neither would the Ashe, but yeah, the Camille alt seems like it's going to be the better option because just in general, based off of any sort of fight, whether you're engaging, whether you're peeling, whether you're trying to fall back, that ult is going to be very helpful to either hold somebody down or keep somebody at bay.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the Braum and Ashel are very good as well. Even the Zac ult for just disruption or peeling potentially.
Mm-hmm.
All of them could be used for peeling, so that would be also an option for him. He can either use it aggressively to try and get that first pick on LeBlanc if she's playing over aggressive, or he can use it to peel for when the LeBlanc goes in or for when the Camille goes in. And actually, I really like the Camille on the side of Moon to potentially lock down that Kaisa from ulting away or anything like that. I just think it's going to be difficult getting in that close to begin with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hopefully the LeBlanc doesn't get caught out. I don't. I think the only person who could get in trouble getting caught out here is Ashe because she just has absolutely no mobility.
Right, you're going to have perfect positioning with Ashe in this game. You're going to need to rely on your Braum, your Zac to peel for you. Definitely, and Zac's not going to be jumping in by himself. I can't see that happening. So it would have to be Zac and Camille going together, potentially with LeBlanc. But then you only have Braum and Ashe, and that's usually how it looks. And you have to rely on Braum. Braum has to hit the Q. Braum has to hit the ult.
Yeah, it's and like I said at the whole start of this thing, the Ashe is relying heavily on her support and her jungler to be able to peel for her in a crisis situation, or to at the very least set up when they make a mistake to try to engage them so she can get the damage in and not have to worry about getting jumped.
Yeah, she's gonna. I mean, basically, from what I saw from Titan, I'm not the best League player myself, but really, I could tell the difference between me and him so clearly was he knows the perfect spacing in team fights to get a little bit of shots off right before he's in danger of getting pulled or getting stunned, and he'll just he'll get close, get a couple shots, and run away. Get close, couple shots, run away. And Ashe is going to have to do the same thing, but behind Braum the entire time. She cannot
Yep.
risk going away to the side of Braum or anything. You get pulled from Nautilus, it's over. Ashe is done.
Right. Right. Yeah. Well, we're gonna let this sit for a little bit. Let you guys think what might be the best situation. Let us know in chat who do you think has the better comp. We're gonna take a short little break, but we will be back once the game is all set up, and we'll be ready to start match 1 in a best of 3. Hope to see you guys soon. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and here we go. Both teams running out, starting. You think we might see an invade, or you think we're going to see a line of scrimmage here?
With these teams, I'm expecting an invade. They've got a lot of CC on both sides, potentially starting with a hook on Nautilus. And yeah, I think that these teams could clash. They might just be trading buffs here, though, because yeah, blue team's going to go for that blue buff. But we'll see if red team's decided to back off.
Ooh, I don't think they saw this. Oh, they pinged it. They realized that they're there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the Kaisa saw a glimpse of maybe the Zac just at the tail end. That could have been very dangerous. So some good pings coming out, avoiding that. Nautilus actually going to have to use his hook. I think he's okay. Camille went E first. but nothing to really get off of that.
All right, everyone's going to play it safe. And it looks like, ooh, the Olaf's going to cross jungle. I don't know if they're going to realize that he's there. The Zach and the Camille are going to be coming up to this. And I don't think anyone's going to face check this. Oh, nope, they are. They might. But now the Nautilus is just getting beaten up. Absolutely beaten up. Now it looks like the Olaf is going to continue to try to steal this blue. Oh, now they're going to continue to engage. They're going to try to fight this. Oh no, now we have the LeBlanc coming over. They're going to get the first blood and they're going to get the blue. They're going to try to chase Jax, but Jax is going to go ahead and flash over the Zach. I don't know what the Zach was doing there flashing, but hey, you know, a trade for a trade, right?
Yeah, 5Monkeys definitely overstaying there. They have to recognize that if you're in the blue side jungle, that the mid lane can come in whenever they want, and your mid lane has to walk twice as far. So all LeBlanc had to do there was just push a little bit, go to blue buff, and help out. And they stayed way too long there. Looks like some bottom lane, it's just even trades, nothing too crazy. And honestly, the kill going on to... I can't really see who the kill went on to.
The kill went on to the LeBlanc, I believe. Oh, wow. Why are the stats not showing? That's interesting.
It is interesting. But assuming that it did go on to the LeBlanc.
There
yes,
they are.
Nice. Good call. That is a pretty big deal. However, she's not able to back right away because she would have lost a lot of minions to Silas in mid. So it's a big deal, but not really utilized just yet.
Oh, and now the Jax might be in a little bit of trouble here. The Camille trading back and forth, trying to drag him underneath the tower. He's not falling for it. He's going to back away, and the two of them going back and forth top lane. Now, bot side, looks like the Kai'Sa's taken a couple of hits, and the red side is getting pushed underneath their tower. I wasn't expecting this coming from the Kai'Sa and the Nautilus. I expected them to be a little more aggressive as opposed to the Ashe and the Braum.
Yeah, I think you highlighted it at the start. Nautilus was getting beaten down, as he was just heading to lane, and I think that he was forced to use maybe some of his pots, and now he's having to play a lot safer because Braum and Ashe still have their pots.
Well, now it looks like they're going to reset it, and now the LeBlanc. Ooh, she's going to come right over onto the Olaf. He's going to smite and get the health. Manages to get above half, and she's going to bail on that engagement. But a good attempt at making that steal in a delay. And now we have a Zach roaming down bot side. I don't think he's been spotted, but bot is going to back away. Not quite sure if they saw him or not, but it was definitely a good move on their part.
Yeah, good use of the undertow, gets Nautilus out of danger. He basically turned around and took one auto to stun the Braum as he was going to get stunned, and threw out his Q just before he got stunned, so that in mid stun animation he could move out. But Zach and Olaf are hovering around bot side.
Zach is trying to get this prepped here. He's going to try to make another attempt coming around the bottom side into the brush. He might stick around. Oh, he's going to charge. Going in right onto the Kai'Sa. Great CC coming up. She's going to flash away, but she managed to get pulled back in, and she goes down. Another kill for the blue side. Kai'Sa going down and out.
Yeah, just a nice repeat gank. I mean, they saw Olaf, he showed up on mid, so Zach knew it was free to go. They knew Olaf was hovering around bot side, so he wasn't sure if it was going to be a free kill or not. But as soon as you see the jungler in mid, you know that you can just push and take that engagement. However, Olaf, knowing that Zach was bot and has to back now, he's going to go and counter jungle a little bit, maybe steal some camps, get what he can.
Yeah, I see that top side. Looks like he's stealing a little bit there. Zach is not going to catch him in time, unfortunately. And he's going to be a little short on the CS game. Yeah, 18 to 37 CS. Not what you want to see from your jungler, but luckily he's making it worthwhile by having a great gank bot lane.
Yeah, definitely. There's actually a pretty big discrepancy in CS there. And it's very surprising considering Olaf died for first blood, So great job from him to keep up in CS. And he did already attempt to gank mid too. It just didn't pan out. So I think his CSing is just great right now.
Yeah, he's playing pretty smart, but he is going to continue to hopefully hold that lead moving forward. Now, top side looks like they're going to be trading back and forth here. Jack's going right in onto the Camille. Camille coming out well on top with this one, throwing a lot of damage out to the Jax. He's continued to try to engage her, but they're just going to trade back and forth. Oh, now here in the Riverside, Nautilus is going to try to flash. Great hook to get himself out right on the edge of that hitbox, too. Very well done by the support from Red.
Yeah, Zula has been fantastic on these potentially getting caught out moments where he just uses his hook to get away. Really good understanding of his character and just where to throw his hook to get the furthest movement. Dragon is going to be started and actually finished pretty quickly.
Ooh, but we still might have some sort of fight here. The Olaf is hovering around by the Zac. Braum is still there with the Zac. Now he's going to try to go in for the fight. Zac's going to jump over the wall. But now they might be able to pinch here onto the Olaf, and they are going to. This is a 3v3 fight. Olaf manages to weave his way out. Doesn't take a whole image. Oh, but now it looks like the Silas is coming onto the back, and they're going to turn right onto him. He's going to flash over the wall and manages to get out of there. Good back and forth between both of these teams, but I think Blue came out on top there with all the flashes going out.
Yeah, and they got the Dragon. It's a big deal. That's very good because we were talking about how Olaf is going to secure those Dragons for Red Team, but actually, oh, this is dangerous.
And a tower dive going right over to the Ashe. Braum tanks a couple of shots, and now that Ashe is slowly making her way to Fed status.
Yeah, and now Kai'Sa has no sums having to burn the cleanse. They're not able to survive, so that means that we could see a repeat gank coming down from the Zac. Heck, even the LeBlanc, I'd love to see a double gank down bot, and I think that it would definitely go in their favor. As long as Olaf...
Oh no, now we have the Olaf using the Blast Cone to come around the backside. He's going to try to come in here onto the Ashe. He managed to get an axe off. They're going to hook the Braum, and they're going to hold him into place. Braum's going to try to jump out, trying to shield as much as he can, and they're going to turn this fight around. Ashe is coming right back onto the Olaf. They get the Nautilus, and they're going to get the Olaf as well, and Kais is just late to that, and now we're going to mid. Oh, no, we're going to pass on that, though. Great turnaround there by the bot lane.
Yeah, Olaf not being 6 yet. Maybe he thought he was going to get 6 off of a minion or something. It was a very confusing decision to dive into a Braum like that. Braum obviously having the passive, but meanwhile we have a gank top.
Oh no, top side, the Zac coming in and jumping up onto the Jax, managing to get the CC. Nothing really comes of that, but it's a great pushback against the top laner to help out the Camille. And now the LeBlanc diving right underneath the tower, getting the Ignite. Is it going to be enough? And it is! And the mid laner getting a kill. 6-0 for blue side. And now the Camille is going to continue to fight. Zac trying to come in and get the CC, but he manages to miss, but I don't think it's going to matter. He's going to flash underneath his tower to get under away, and now the Olaf is coming in to follow it up. He's going to try to chase down the Camille and the Zac, and he might be able to pull this off. Flash coming from the Camille, and she's going to get away. Instead, the Olaf's going to try to go for the Zac, but he's going to manage to jump out of there. Great back and forth between the two teams. I can't believe nobody died there.
LeBlanc is here.
Oh, LeBlanc is here. She's going to come in and get the kill on the Jax, who was way too low, and now the Olaf's going to try to get away and escape, but no, they're going to get the CC. Zac's going to come in here and jump him up, and they do manage to get the kill. Great turnaround again from blue side. They are just trying to get what kind of ganks they can, coming up short, and blue team is just turning it around on them.
Yeah, FroggyStyle Moon is in the driver's seat for sure. Nice flash from Titan. He's having to deal with these 1v2s. This is not easy at all. He's going to lose a lot of CS from this. They're getting turret plates on the side of FroggyStyle. But yeah, FroggyStyle Moon is 8-0 in a commanding lead. Just absolutely, like you said, turning everything on its head. Anything that 5Monkeys has tried has just not worked. And I'm not sure what they have to do to turn this around. It's already such a big difference in gold and kills. They really are going to have to, I mean, at this point, you almost have to ignore the Kai'Sa bot because they're putting all their resources everywhere else, which is very interesting and not something we're used to seeing. Bot lane.
Oh, now bot lane, they're going to go right in onto the Nautilus. Nautilus is going to try to hook and hold his ADC alive. He is not going to come out of this in one piece, and they're going to continue to try to go forward. Olaf is here trying to help out his bot lane, but nothing's going to come of it. Tyson makes a shot, but it's not going to matter. Now the LeBlanc and the Silas going back and forth in the river. Zac coming in, managing to get the CC and holding off for his mid laner, and they're going to manage to get this kill. LeBlanc coming over the wall, managed to get the kill right there onto the Silas. What a great engage by the jungler.
Yeah, what a beautiful bait coming out from PORO King. Baiting just enough time. He dodged, he took the risk and dodged the Silas E, and Zac was there just in time. Great positioning from Smurfdon as well.
Yeah, great back and forth by these teams so far. I feel like Red has the opportunity and they have the ability to win this fight. It just seems, and correct me if I'm wrong, but that Zach is in the right place at the right time, and his teammates are just giving him the perfect opportunities to help turn these fights.
Yeah, 100%. It really feels though like 5Monkeys is biting off more than they can chew. They keep going into like the blue. They keep passing the river into the blue side jungle, and every single time it has not worked out for them. Camille is coming towards mid. Maybe gonna try and ult onto the Silas. Nope, not gonna get the chance.
Well, now we're bot side. Ash and Braum continuing to push and put pressure on this Kai'Sa and Nautilus, which again I find absolutely crazy. I did not expect them to be the aggressive lane, but it looks like I was mistaken, and now all 5 members of Blue Side are here to take the Drake. Camille's going to go ahead and TP top, and she is going to try to save her tower from that Jax. Bot lane's
the dive bottom.
Oh, here comes another one. Zach is going to try, and we do have the LeBlanc here to help. This is a 4v2 tower dive, and they're just going to eliminate the Kai'Sa and the Nautilus. They didn't even have any time to respond to that. Just deleted from existence.
It's tough to say what you have to do in this situation. Titan is getting shut down, and they're doing... FroggyStyle Moon is doing exactly what I said they had to win this game. They're shutting down Titan entirely, playing around that bot side better than the other team. And everything is going wrong for 5Monkeys. They have to turn it around somehow. I mean, they try to get the Rift Herald. They're trying to play around top side, but not even getting a turret. First turret goes to FroggyStyle.
Yep, and this is the opportunity, though, for the red side to try to get some sort of neutral objective, because nobody is around that Rift Herald. So if that Olaf can take that Rift Herald, he might be able to turn this fight around. But now the Ashe and the Braum, I think they're going to get caught out here. The Nautilus coming in behind, the Silas coming in to support. Nautilus getting the ult onto the Ashe, and they're going to dive right onto this blue bottom lane, and they are going to eliminate the Ashe, and they're going to manage to get that Braum. He might get a kill onto the Kai'Sa. Nope, she survives. And it looks like blue team's going to turn around on the Herald. While this whole thing was happening, the LeBlanc and the Camille turned right onto the Olaf and stole the Herald from the Olaf.
Yeah, you know, man, it's really tough, and I keep saying that because at this point, when you're down by so much gold, I think Birdo's dead here, yeah. Unfortunately, just getting caught out in his jungle. There's not a lot you can do because you're so far behind in items and gold and everything that they had to make a play bot, but they needed more resources bot, and that meant that they had to lose Rift Herald top. But they lost both Dragon and Rift Herald, and now they're going to get rifted.
Oh,
mid
another dive coming right into mid. The Silas going down. The Nautilus is going to try to come in and help, but he is way too late to this party, and that's going to be a double kill because the Nautilus should have watched what he was doing there, just throwing that life away. He should have let his mid laner die, unfortunately, but is what it is, and that's a second tower going over to the blue side.
FroggyStyle is just playing excellent league right now. Anywhere where they might have gotten challenged, they see that there was 4 bot. Okay, we'll take Rift Herald, and then we'll immediately make that into a play mid. We'll dive mid. We'll take the tower. They're playing very well.
Yeah, very coordinated, very organized. Not to say that red side is not doing the same thing. It just seems like they're a little bit better at it. And now the Jack's trying to go in onto this Braum. The Zach going to follow him up and get the CC. And the two of them are going to manage to get the kill over onto the Jax. That's impressive.
Yeah, everybody, I mean, and I mentioned also before we started this game that the LeBlanc, right? She's could be a defining factor in this game. She's 8-0. The Kai'Sa is not going to have a chance to play the game. She's going to have to ult right away at the start of a fight, put herself in a terrible position where she can't get peeled on, because all LeBlanc has to do is W, you know, Q, E, R, and she's dead.
And that's the third tower. Now all the tier 1 towers are now down on red side. Red side has barely touched any of the towers on the blue side tier 1. And now they're going to continue to start rolling. I mean, this is a snowball at this point. I can't imagine anything else happening except for a win from blue side. What does blue side have to do to screw up, or what does red have to do to turn this around?
That's a great question. Honestly, I think it's going to come down to smites. Potentially, maybe Olaf can smite steal. Maybe like an Elder Dragon or a Baron.
Oh, but now we have a TP coming here mid. It's now, they get the kill over onto the Braum, and now it's 4v2, and the Olaf is coming in from the side. Great jump in there by the red side to get the support. Now Ashe does not have any body blocker, and she's going to have to walk away from this, and they might be able to get a good chunk on this mid tower.
Yeah, great play from Red Team. I mean, they're capitalizing on the small mistakes that FroggyStyle is making, and that's what they have to do.
Oh, the Olaf getting caught out though, trying to come in for a flank, and the Zack's going to push him away. Ash all just splitting the uprights. And the Zack getting hit very, very hard, but managing to make it out with a sliver of health.
Probably had the passive, but still, you don't want to just waste it like that, and it's good that he was able to stay alive. Yeah, I mean, you have to play around wards a lot too, right? If you're getting,
Oh, now the Camille coming in onto the Silas, trapping him in, and they're going to get the kill, going over to LeBlanc, now 9-0, and just rolling through this game.
And FroggyStyle just refusing to give me a chance to speak about anything because they're just always having a play happen everywhere. But well done from them. Yeah, you have to kind of punish them when they're going for these ward plays, but you see that they're moving as a unit, so it's really hard to do that. And with your whole jungle warded, if you push up by yourself, you're going to get caught out. Maybe like make a play on the Ashe mid while they're doing Dragon. You had to do something like that.
Yeah, but she's playing too safe, and she has her friends way too close to do anything. And now the Kaisa, low on mana and low on friend, is getting chased through her own jungle. Ashe is trying to come in and support that. Alt's coming out onto the Ashe from the Nautilus, but that's going to be one kill and a second kill going over to blue team. A teleport coming in from the Silas, using the Ashe ult to try to slow her down and keep her in place, but it's not going to matter. And the Silas going down as well. 3 kills going over to blue team as they march down mid lane with their 3rd Drake.
Yeah, it's hard to be really nitpicky, and I know it's annoying for the players, but unfortunately that was just a really late TP coming in. Probably just TP as soon as the Kaisa has the flash over the wall, because then you recognize, yeah, she didn't have any mana, she now doesn't have any summoners, you know, or she doesn't have her flash. She's probably going to get jumped on. You got to just TP instantly, but unfortunately it was a little bit late. They had already gotten 2 kills, decides to go in anyways because he was going to die, and it just doesn't work out.
And the coordination here by blue team, I mean, you saw them all group up mid, they all pushed back against red, and then once they had the advantage, they all marched up, destroyed 2 towers, cracked open the base, and once that 3rd tower went down, they immediately all about faced at the same time and moved. You can tell that they are in communication and they are all on the same page.
Yeah, they are really utilizing their advantages so well, and that's what I'm saying. Like, makes such a good league team is the ability to get ahead, but also keep that lead by going from one objective to the next, transferring your kills into you know, an objective or into warding or whatever it might be. You need to take those advantages and not just like get kills and just back, you know, and not do anything with it. You have to try to do something.
Oh, and now it looks like the Nautilus is going to get caught out here. Massive problem, big trouble here for the support from red side. He's going to try to walk away as the Olaf tries to come in and support, but he's going to let that be, and Nautilus is going to fall. And now the Olaf might be getting caught out here in mid. Camille coming in from the top side, they're going to trap him right in, and he is not going to make it through that either.
And I think it's easy to blame people and question, you know, why is Red Team still dying? Why are they fighting when they're so, you know, low on kills and they're so far behind? Well, the reality is Red Team has to try to make a play, otherwise the game is slowly gonna they're slowly gonna lose. So they're trying to get a little bit of wards in for the objectives. They're trying, and even just those little things that they're trying will lead to them dying. So yeah, it looks like another Rift Herald's going to go the way of 5 Froggies. I get the names mixed up.
That's why I say blue and red. It's a lot easier.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, too. You know, people can criticize them for saying that they're pushing too hard and they're going in. It's not... I mean, there's a few times where somebody's getting caught out, but it's not like they're making a mistake. And, oh, a completely missed hook there from the Nautilus. And that's going to take his life. Unfortunately, the Silas does try to steal the Braum ult and does not get to utilize it well. And blue team is just marching forward. Yeah, see, it's things like that where people can say, oh, why are they trying this? Well, had they managed to get the good engage, they could have tried to turn that fight around, but unfortunately, they're just not quite making it. But, I mean, what do? Do you sit around and just let the inevitable happen, or do you try to roll the dice and try to get the kills that you need?
Yeah, you have to roll the dice in that situation, and they had a good chance to get onto the Ashe. Unfortunately, just a little bit of mechanical error is all it takes to lose that opportunity. Yeah, that was probably their best opportunity to get onto the ADC right away, because they were for once in their life sitting on a bush that was not warded from blue side.
Yep. Yeah, that fight could have turned the game around, but the Nautilus missing that hook, I mean, he did get his ult off and managed to knock up 2 members of blue team, but once he missed the hook, it looks like his team just kind of abandoned the fight and he was left out to die, but there's nothing you can really do. He tried to make a play, the play didn't work, and they had to bail.
Yeah, because landing the hook on Nautilus is the key to CCing somebody, because if you miss the hook, you're not close enough to get your auto off, which stuns people or in place, and then you can't use your E effectively, which slows people who are right next to you, and then you can't combo it with your ult. You need to land the hook on Nautilus. It's essential.
Yeah, the flash over and the positioning was great, just couldn't hit the skill shot, unfortunately. Things like that happen, but you hate to see it.
Yeah, absolutely, it does happen. And really, at this point, we have a 4th dragon coming up. This is going to be Soul, and you have to challenge it. But how? How can you challenge it when you have your entire jungle is going to be warded? They've got a LeBlanc that's 12-0. So if you peek a little bit too far, you have to see Titans is never going to go anywhere near the jungle because he will die instantly. So he's playing.
Oh, here comes an engage.
Away.
They're going to come in. The Zac's going to try to hold people in place. The Silas did go over the wall to manage to miss that Zac knockup, and they turn that whole thing around, but now they might get caught out here mid as they get collapsed on. But everyone's trying to keep a safe distance, and the Brahm's trying to bait them out, but nothing really coming of it quite yet. Oh, the Ash ult coming right in onto the Jax, managing to hold him down. The Zac pulling in multiple members. Everybody is just going in for an absolute frenzy, but red side is just getting slaughtered and cleared out. They do manage to get the kill onto the Ash. The Silas coming into the back line, taking out most of the damage from blue team, but it doesn't matter because the LeBlanc is still standing, and she doesn't need any help to carry the rest of her team through the end of this.
Yeah, so for me, going into the next game, as this game is going to be ending, I really want to see Birdo. He had a very rough game. I don't know if it had to do with Olaf or what, but I think that led to a lot of issues going on with the team. So maybe you want to see him on a different pick, something he might be more comfortable on. But regardless, a good game from both our teams.
Yeah, fantastic back and forth. You know, the potential was there. They had it for red side. It's just they got caught out a little early. The counter jungling by the Olaf on level 1 was maybe not the best decision ever. Blue team followed up by supporting their Zac for the Camille to come in and LeBlanc come into the side to make sure that that was all secured. Just great coordination and teamwork by blue side. Red tried to make a couple of plays, but it just didn't seem to pan out the way that they wanted it to.
Yeah, League of Legends at the end of the day is a very snowbally game, and when you start like 12-0, with your team, then especially on like a LeBlanc of all characters, that extremely snowbally and could just get completely out of proportion very quickly. There's not a lot you can do, but I have to say, I feel like Red Side did everything they could to try and come back into the game. It just was countered time and time again. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you if I was their coach, like what they should have been doing differently, other than just have played the early game differently. I felt like the late game, they did everything they could.
Yeah, they just gave them the snowball a little too early, and the LeBlanc and the Ash just fed off of that. And the Zac was just in the right place at the right time to continue that early game snowball. And Red didn't have much of a choice, like you said earlier. Why are they trying to engage and trying to make all these plays? Well, it's either that or they suffer a defeat regardless.
Yeah, and even Titan and Zoma starts with a Z, but his support Nautilus not doing what I'm used to seeing them doing, not able to pop off. The Kaisa got shut down entirely. We didn't even see Titan do anything in this game besides one kill in bottom where he had 3 teammates come and help them, and they traded the 2 kills bottom for Rift Herald mid, a tower mid, and a dive on mid, which is not worth trade.
Mm-mm. Nope. It took too much for them to take out certain key members of their team, and it just didn't pan out. They were spending too many resources to get something done. Not that they had much of an option, though. They worked with what they could. Unfortunately, that early game snowball just got worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, absolutely. And going into game 2, oh boy, like I said, jungle changes I think need to be done. I think that maybe just change the way that they maybe play around mid more. It seemed like LeBlanc was roaming quite a bit, shutting down the Olaf. We saw her early on, going into Olaf's jungle, hitting him when he was at Gromp, forcing the smite on maybe a camp that he didn't want to, just so he could get the heal off. Things like that are a really big deal. Just having your mid lane be disruptive like that is could have been the reason why Olaf didn't get going.
True.
Also, the first
True.
blood.
Absolutely. That was a big kicker. Well, we're going to go ahead and take a break here for a short moment. We're going to let them get everything set for the next game. We will be back shortly. Everyone stay tuned. We'll see how game 2 goes for us. Be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for game 2. I believe did they switch sides? Yes, they did switch sides. So now blue is going to be red. Red is going to be blue. What changes need to happen here? What do we need to do differently? Do you think the side change is going to be big, or is it the draft or gameplay that the other team needs to focus on?
So I feel like Berto probably picked Olaf because he saw the other team pick Braum, Ashe, Zach, and I just don't want to see that again. I want to see him go comfort this time. I want to see them do what they usually do, play around bot side. Maybe don't go for such an early invade in the enemy jungle. If your mid lane is not going to be there, that just felt like a really big mistake that shouldn't have happened. That led to a big snowball that went crazy. And if you saw the first game that we had of the last best of 3 that 5Monkeys was in, it was one kill that they got in an invade in the first game that led to them having a huge snowball and winning the game. And they kept turning every kill into something, into an objective, into a team fight, into another objective, and then eventually just won the game. So really, that early invade, those early plays are so impactful. That's just one thing I want to see different.
Mm-hmm. Now it looks like the bans are up here. We have Zach ban. Okay, that doesn't surprise me. Kled Rakan and the Kindred, Volibear, and the Zeri again. And the first pick is going to be the Xayah. So last time that was a targeted ban.
Yeah, last time they banned the Xayah and the Rakan as a duo. This time they wanted to ban the Zach, like you were talking about how impactful it was. So they're going to take away the Xayah and take or they're going to pick the Xayah and take away the Zach instead. Otherwise, the bans are exactly the same.
I think they pick Braum Ashe here again. They already picked the Ashe, and I think Braum would be a great decision here against the Xayah because she has so much targeted attack that he can just negate most of it with his shield.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that if it's not broke, don't fix it. They had a very strong combo with the Ashe Braum, and in fact, they're kind of flexing it, saying that, hey, we don't think that you're going to pick the Braum, and we don't think that it's worth a ban, so we're just going to pick something else. And the Diana is a very strong jungler right now, so I like this a lot.
And they're going to pick the Zilean now. Oh, no, they're going to switch over to the Karma, hovering that. I like both options. I almost feel like the Zilean might be better, but they're going to go ahead and lock in the Karma, it looks like, for bot lane, and potentially followed by a Poppy jungle. Ooh, Jarvan 4. Oh, they're just going to keep bouncing around and making me say different names, aren't they?
Yeah, Karma, usually you pick her up when you're going for a very fast team style. I would have loved to see like a Hecarim pickup or something. Hecarim being a very strong jungler. But they're actually going to go for that Jarvan. They're going to lock that in. Um, yeah, I'm not sure what they're going to be picking for the other lanes because Karma is somebody, like I said, you usually see with other movement characters to get in really quick or disengage really fast. And you saw they were hovering the Zilean, who also provides that with his ability to speed up a teammate. But Karma's just a little bit better at it.
Ooh, and the Ashley, I like this combo too. This looks like this is going to be a much more aggressive team compared to the last one with the Braum. But even then, the Braum played more aggressive than I thought he would than defensive. But I think he only did that because they had that early first blood and so much damage onto the Nautilus that they just took advantage of it and kept pushing.
Yeah, this is interesting. Deciding to go for the Leona, so I'm expecting to see Leona going for more engages, whereas we saw Braum, maybe staying back with the Ashe more, and working with Diana. So we could have like a Leona ult engage with Diana ult, or vice versa. A lot for
Followed up
Xayah
by
to
an
have to
Ash arrow.
dodge. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yep, and we have the next set of bans here: Kiana, Camille, and the Malphite and the Karthus. Oh, no, they switched it over to the Yasuo. So they're going to leave the Camille up. Let's see if Red Side decides to pick that up again, or if they're going to leave the last pick for top. What do you think they're going to favor? Oh, looks like they are going to pull the Camille. That would have been a good band.
It would have been, but the Yasuo ban makes sense because Yasuo Diana is a very strong combo, something that I actually run with one of my duo partners, and it's just almost like impossible to really play against, because if Diana hits two people with her ult, you can just press R with Yasuo and you're in there. And it's such a good engage, especially with like a Leona that can be completely distracting the other members of the team. I think that the Yasuo ban is pretty good. However, you are giving up the Camille.
That is true. That is true. And the way that the Camille played last time, it's kind of a double-edged sword there, isn't it?
Yeah, they also ran a Jax, and the Jax didn't do much of anything on the 5Monkeys side. So I don't really like the Jax pick either. I would like to see something else, and it does look like they decided to go with Cho'Gath. And in the mid lane, Aishul switching it up, maybe potentially going Veigar.
Ooh. All right, so they're going to get the cage, and they're going to get some CC. I definitely don't mind that pick, but he's going to be going blind, which he didn't really have much of a choice. Now, the Cho'Gath going into the Camille, you think this is better than the Jax? Because like you said, you're right, the Jax was not very impactful in the last game. So I'm wondering if this Cho'Gath is going to be better off going up against the Camille and into the long game as well. If he gets fed and he gets big, he's going to be a problem.
Yeah, I think the Cho'Gath is probably just like more of a passive pick, trying to not duel the Camille as much, and just kind of get big, get beefy, like you said, provide a big tank for his Xayah to use later on, and I like that more than having a Jax. I do. Unless you're getting fed on Jax early, like you have to, so.
Yeah, I'm okay, plus side. Okay, give me a plus side of each team and a minus side of each team.
Plus side is that red team drafted very similar to how they drafted the last game. So they are, I think, happy with their draft. Negative side for them would be, again, the LeBlanc. I mean, LeBlanc got 12-0, but like I said, it's such a risky pick. You have to pop off, otherwise you're going to do nothing. And I think that maybe they might. I want to say I don't think they have too many downsides. That team's very strong, rounded off really well. They've got the Leona for tank, the Camille for all the damage in the top lane, also Bruiser, AP Assassins, 2 AP Assassins, and an Ashe. I mean, maybe they'll lack in peel if Leona's choosing to engage. But going to the other side, I feel like the positives is it's going to be hard to lock down the Xayah. Especially if you have a beefy front line with the Jarvan and the Cho'Gath and the Veigar cage to peel as well. Negatives would be not a lot of synergy with their team, to be honest with you. When I'm looking at their team, like, what are they can't all engage together. They can't all disengage. They're not all going to be able to dodge everything. Whereas, like, on the other side, I see Leona, Diana, perfect engage as well with Camille and LeBlanc dive in. What is the synergy on the other side? Maybe Cage with Xayah feathers or with Jarvan ult.
I mean,
But
the thing is, the thing is here is I think that blue side's going to have to stand their ground. They're going to have to make sure they're always in a good position and in a good footing, and they're going to have to try to counter engage using a Cho'Gath knockup, using his silence, using the Veigar cage, using the Jarvan cage, being able to use a Xayah ult with a pullback to try to root some people, and the Karma just being in there trying to support her team. But I feel more like you said, they're not really an engage, they're not really a peel. They really just need to stay together and wait for red side to make a mistake or to try to engage them when they have the upper hand and turn that around and take advantage of it.
Yeah, and also on top of that, they have a team that's very much for late game scaling, right? They need to scale into late game, whereas the other side can be very much early game with the LeBlanc and Diana and Camille. So I feel like you have to play passive, like you said, kind of use it for counter engage, maybe just disengage with the Karma, and like maybe using the Cho'Gath Q for disengage.
You are right.
I'm hoping that they last long enough to show us what that comp can do.
True. Very, very true. All right, folks, we're going to go to a quick break. We're going to let you guys determine what you guys think about these drafts. Let us know in chat which one's your favorite, where you think they are good, where you think they're bad. We'll be back shortly, and we will get the game started. We'll see you soon. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Game is starting. Game 2. Sides switched. We know what we are playing and what is fighting. Question is, are we going to see another risky invade?
Oh man, I'm expecting some level 1 shenanigans from these teams. They always happen to do that. One time, I think, out of all these games I've seen them play, they decided to do a standoff and just line up across the rivers, both of them. But already getting some pings going from the red team. Actually, looks like blue team might be doing exactly what I was talking about, just doing a little bit of a standoff, trying to defend the invade. Here comes red team.
Oh, yep, they're going to line a scrimmage. They're going to catch them out. Now they know the entire team is coming through the top side here. Jarvan getting a little bit of damage, but the Ashe getting a great spread of arrows. Little poke back and forth, but nothing too major, and everyone's going to back off. I don't think anyone's going to try to go for something risky this time after what happened in Game 1.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think anybody's going to go for some crazy invade. Obviously, blue team having the buffer, or sorry, not blue team, red team having the buffer. So if they want to try risky plays, they know that they have a game lead, so they're more likely to go for something risky than our other team.
Oh, now the LeBlanc's going to be trying something here. She's going to go ahead and get a ward just to verify where the Jarvan is starting.
Yeah, that ward is helpful because they want to know the timer on the blue, right? They want to know if the Jarvan starts blue, when it's going to be back, and they'll get that timer by having the ward there.
And blue will do the same thing, getting theirs over onto the top side jungle as well.
Nice Q from Karma, dealing damage to 3 members of red team. It's not a huge deal, like right off the start, as you're looking, you're like, oh, well, it only took like 100 damage each, you know. Well, it is a big deal when they get to lane and they're already a little bit lower than the opponent.
Yeah, that's going to help Zai out a little bit as she starts clearing out her CS. And they're going to be pushing in. Now it looks like, again, we have blue side pushing, but sides have switched. So now the other team is taking bot advantage as much as they can. And like we said, it seems like they hover around favoring bot and mid in most of their fights.
Yeah, I think so. I want to see blue team play around bot more than they did in the first game. We saw the Zac getting some good ganks off early in the last game, and we didn't really see that from the Olaf. So I want to see the opposite. I want to see the Jarvan getting some good ganks bot, leading to some kills for Titan, get him going.
And that's probably why he started blue side to path down bot, so he can get that advantage. Now we have a level 2 Leos going right in. Both popped level 2 on the blue side. Now they're going to try to turn this around on the Ashe, taking very little damage, and they're going to try to throw as much as they can, but now the Ashe trying to turn around. Xayah throwing out what damage she can. Both teams trading back and forth. Blue team coming out a little bit worse for wear on that. And they're going to go ahead and stick behind their minions for this next engage. Great jump there by the Leo, though.
Yeah, it was. And pay attention to the Jarvan. We talked about his pathing. He's heading down towards this bot lane. With the red team getting aggressive, they're going to think that they're safe for a little bit. Here comes Jarvan.
Yep. Now Jarvan's going to be coming around, but no, he's going to let that be. Yep, he's going to go ahead and grab the crab. They already pinged questions over there, so I think they know that he's in the area, and I think they're going to play it safe, and they're going to go ahead and back themselves out.
Yeah, smart, and probably, maybe a little bit telegraphed from the blue side bot lane. But yeah, going back to their engage, a really good engage from the Leona, and honestly, just a great trade from both sides. Nothing too crazy top lane, just a little bit of trading back and forth. Zokoma, though, is pretty and Smurfdon is here.
Oh, they might try to jump in. We'll have to wait and see what the Diana decides to do, but she's going to go ahead and back away, and the Cho'Gath is just going to sit his tower. Oh, no, but now the LeBlanc is coming up. Looks like the Camille's going to try to push under tower and let her teammates come in and help, but she's not giving the wave to where it needs to be yet. Oh, now the Jarvan's going to catch out the LeBlanc and the Diana, and they're going to try to turn on him. He's going to manage to make it away, but he exposed where the mid laner and jungler are. Now bot side, trading back and forth. Leo and Ashe just doing a lot of damage and doing very, very well for themselves. Little poke back and forth, but red team still has the push. And now the LeBlanc's coming in onto the Veigar. The Diana's coming in as well. He is not going to survive this, and first blood's going to go over to the red team jungler.
Yeah, Veigar is somebody who's pretty easily gankable, especially if he's using his cage aggressively like that. You have to expect that. I think they even saw the Diana top side in the blue jungle. I'm not 100% sure on that. I know that they saw. No, they did. They did because Jarvan got jumped on by both Diana and LeBlanc. So I feel like Veigar should have probably expected that. A bit unfortunate that he was using his cage aggressively there.
Very true. Very true. Well, now it looks like bottom side red is still going to continue to push in onto blue. Leo is waiting for an opportunity, but not quite finding it. Top side, the two of them trading back and forth. Everybody's just trying to play safe.
Not too much happening. We got one killed. You know, again, not showing for some reason.
Oh yeah, I don't know why. Maybe that needs to be reset.
There we go.
Hey, look at there
awesome.
it is.
Thank you. Yeah, just on the Diana, she's got a few extra items. I think she's back and got some items, so it'll be helpful for her clears. I'm really just interested to see how this Jarvan affects things. And look, we have a roam bot from Veigar. This is huge. They're pushed up. They don't expect it.
Nope, he's going to get caught out by the ward, but it's not going to matter. Leo's going to try to go in and hold them in place. The Ashe is going to have to jump over the Veigar wall, and it's not going to matter. Leo's going to be in massive trouble as well. She's going to try to flash away, but the Veigar is right behind with a double kill for the mid laner, and blue team turning the fight around, now taking the lead 2-1 with a gold gap of 500.
What a beautiful roam from Aisho on the Veigar there. Oh, watch out, though. He's walking right back into the LeBlanc.
And he's going to try to keep himself protected with his cage, and they're going to let that one go.
Yeah, maybe got a little bit afraid for him. You don't want to face check into a LeBlanc, especially after using your ult as Veigar. You lost a lot of your damage. Probably not going to be able to kill that LeBlanc in one, not even two combos probably. So definitely have to be wary of that. But a really great roam leading to 2 kills bottom, and I told you I want to see them playing around bot side. Fortunately, Veigar got both of those kills, so Titan not able to benefit too much from that, other than just he got a free back. But you see, he's just got a longsword. That's it. That's all he has.
They are going to manage to get that first Drake. Now red team closing the gap a little bit here. Everyone's playing a little safe. LeBlanc trying to push her wave under tower. And everyone just respecting everybody's space for the time being.
Yeah, and usually what we're used to seeing is first and second drags usually being given over in favor of something else, whether it's a Rift Herald or whether it's a gank somewhere else or a dive or tower plates. Usually people don't favor really challenging other teams for those first couple of dragons, just kind of whoever has lane prio.
Yeah, I see that a lot. It's a lot better to do damage to a tower and take some plates than get first 2 Drakes, or take the Herald or try to gank for a kill or get some extra CS. I mean, it's all about those soul Drakes, you know, right?
Yeah, it is. It's absolutely about those soul Drakes, and it's also about if the other team is taking the second dragon, sometimes it is better to just go for Rift Herald.
Oh, we might be in trouble here. Jungler's going to jump over Diana, coming right in onto the Karma. She's going to pull both of them right in. Desai's going to ult and try to get away from it, but none of it's really going to matter. She's going to turn the fight around and get the Diana and a kill. Now bot lane red is on the back foot, and what a great turnaround from blue team.
Yeah, not respecting the Xayah feathers, and we get a pause. Hopefully we'll figure that out soon, but talking about that fight, not respecting the Xayah feathers, that's her entire kit. Her E is what is basically all of her damage, and just walking in a straight line, letting her get all of those feathers on you, using the ult. She has like 20 feathers and pulling them. Yeah, it's going to kill you. And I think that's just a really big misstep from Smurfdon.
Yeah, it was a great positioning there by the Diana and a great engage. She got a pull on both the Karma and the Xayah to come in. Xayah managed to get away from the rest of it with her ult, but that was the turning point. Like you said, once she ulted and pulled the rest of those back, Diana was right in the line of fire of every single one of those arrows. All she needs is 3 and you're locked in place.
Yeah, and all she needs is 10 more to kill you. The Xayah feathers are no joke, and she's got the serrated Dirk already. So also, I want to point out that Smurfdon does still have his flash. So, you know, maybe just not reacting to the feathers. I think he just didn't realize how much damage those feathers really do. Maybe not enough experience playing against Titan on that Xayah. But now he will know the next time he ganks to not let those feathers, get to him.
Right. Yeah. Be mindful of your surroundings. Right.
Yeah, yeah, especially against Azaya. She's all about like using the environment, you know, around her. Basically, just you think that she's not doing any damage to you, she's kiting you. All of a sudden, she uses one button and you're dead.
Yep.
And you have to pay attention to where those feathers are on the map.
All the time. All the time. Well, we are back. Looks like we had a little bit of a disconnect from one of the ADCs, but they have managed to log in, and we are going to continue this fight, and we are back at it.
Yeah, you did the caster curse there.
Ah, I'm disappointed in myself. I should just shut up.
No, I don't think so. But it looks like maybe a little bit of some technical difficulties going on. Hopefully, those will get sorted out. But just looking at the game so far, I am excited to say that it looks like 5Monkeys has started this game off way better than the first game, and they do have a kill on the Titan now. This was crucial in him popping off in these the other best of three that I watched last week. I'm hoping that he's also got a coal, by the way. So racking up that gold, doing everything he can to. He's got a CS lead. He's got 20 CS lead. He's definitely in a much better position than he was in the first game, where he was getting dove under the tower 1v2 constantly.
Right. Right. Yeah, and he's got a much better advantage now bot lane with the Ashe and the Leo in the position that they're in. And luckily, here's the nice thing as well, like you were talking beforehand, that LeBlanc is not getting fed, as opposed the Vigar is taking advantage mid lane. So now that was your concern about the LeBlanc when we got into this fight. You were concerned that she wasn't going to be able to pop off, and it doesn't look like she's getting that opportunity. You think that's going to be a chink in the armor for Red Side?
Yeah, definitely. I can tell you right now, if that LeBlanc isn't like 5-0, 3-0 by like 20 minutes, I don't think she's going to do anything in the game. I really don't. LeBlanc is it's so important to have your items. I play LeBlanc myself. If you don't have your items early, you don't have Ludens early or something like that, you do no damage. You will do no damage, and that's your whole kit. You can't really peel with her too well. You can't really engage with her too well. She's all about that burst damage. So yeah, 100%. I think that it will be a chink in the armor. And then also the Vagar can just press R on somebody. He's going to continue to farm. He's got a free lane now because he's got 2 kills. Uh, it's not looking good. You're going to need to see a play come out from our red team.
True. True. It looks like we are kind of back, but we're frozen.
Yeah, I'm not sure. This is just lagging. I see the shadows loading in a little bit. I don't know. Um, hopefully we. It could just be a spectator bug. Maybe going to have to ask the players if their game is continuing or not. Oh, looks like we got it to go.
Oh, and we're back into it. Perfect.
Thank you very much, broadcaster.
Yep, we're little technical difficulties, but I mean, what do you expect? At least we're not playing Silver Scrapes for hours on end.
Too soon. Too soon.
No, too soon. I love that song.
It's a great song. It's a great song. But maybe not playing it for hour-long technical issues.
Hey, that's you got to find a way to become the unofficial theme song of League of Legends at some point, and that's one way to do it.
Man, I love that song. They play it in like Champ Select back in season 2, dude. Oh, the nostalgia.
Now it's reserved for that pivotal Game 5 moment.
Yep. Definitely. Looks like we've got the support actually roaming for red team up towards Rift Herald. They're looking to make a play off of that, and if you pay attention to where everybody is on the map, they could absolutely do that. I think they've recognized.
I was gonna say we might have a dive here going on to the Ashe. I expected them to try to engage onto that. I was mistaken.
Yeah, we have a little bit of deja vu going on here, but switched, right? We have Sword now in the 1v2. Uh-oh.
Oh no, the Jarvan gonna get caught out by the Ashe arrow, getting jumped in by both the LeBlanc and the Leo. Just a little too far out, and Red Side turning it around now, getting a kill over 3-2. Gold is about a 1k difference, but Red's still trying to find a fight.
Yeah, and if we could refresh the scoreboard, thank you very much. We can see, yeah, Aishel getting jumped on as well.
How the Vigar is going down, turning this around. Diana taking quite a bit of damage, but she does not care, and she's going to walk away from that with the kill.
This is big. Diana has the Rift Herald, so I think they're going to look to make a play mid. We did just get the Vagar dead. They know they can get some tower plates here. I think that's what they're going to do.
That's probably the best move, and honestly, mid tower is the better tower to take. You could lose both your side towers. As long as you take out the enemy mid tower, you're in advantage.
Yeah, and Veigar's not here to get any of the CS. He's going to lose so much from this. His lead has practically gone away because the LeBlanc got one of those kills. Yeah, as you said, this game is evened out once again.
Yep, and it's like you said, that LeBlanc needs to start getting those kills and needs to start getting those items, and this might be the turning point for that. She might be able to slowly get herself to a point where she can make that burst damage attack and turn the fight around.
She picked up the blasting wand on her back. I'd love to see her make a play towards bot. That's what I want to see from red side. Shut down Titan. At least get the ultimate out of him. Then maybe you can make a gank later on. We've got Smurfdon coming down bot, and you see LeBlanc is roaming bot.
Yep, she is coming down this way. The Diana is in the area. She's holding off on that ward that's right there. Oh no, and they might get caught out. Yep, she's going to try to back, but the Jarvan is here to back it up, and so is the Veigar. But the Blanc jumping right over the side, trying to get a little bit of damage, but nothing really comes of it. Ashe ult coming in onto the Karma, but nothing is going to change, and everyone's going to go ahead and just leave it at that.
Whew, gotta wipe some sweat off of my brow for that one. Very dangerous. The Jarvan almost hitting that EQ combo on the Leona. Ashe ult just by a millisecond in time to hit that Jarvan right before the EQ finished. So definitely Leona counting her blessings right there.
Yep. So they do manage to walk away with no kills. Everyone's safe, but blue side does take the neutral objective, and the gap in gold, however, is closing. Both teams going back and forth. Everything seems to be relatively even. So a lot better game than the last one, I can tell you that.
Yeah, this is great. I love to see this gold is very even, 9.8 to 9.9, just pretty much 0.1 difference. Actually dead even right now. Crab going over to red team for top side. Meanwhile, we have Jarvan hovering around bot. He's going to get spotted out from some wards though, and looks like Ashe is just going to back.
Yeah, but it looks like red side's going to hover mid here. Oh, we have a 3-person gank. The Camille trying to come in, but going to get stopped by the cage. But it's not going to matter. LeBlanc getting that kill, and now this fight is turning around. Mid laner is now in favor for red instead of blue.
This is really unfortunate. The Veigar he can't do anything. Even if that was a dive, it would have resulted in his death anyways. I would have loved to see Birdo stay bot, get the bot tower there, instead of like doing this weird roaming back towards mid to try and be a part of the play. We have Shield jumping onto Birdo. Here comes the Ashe arrow.
Oh, so damn close. That would have been a great follow-up engage had she hit that. The entire team, or 3 of them at the very least, were there to eliminate that Jarvan had he gotten hit.
So close indeed. Nothing too crazy happening right now. I mean, I can't see the timers, but I imagine that the third Drake will be a turning point. I think that we're going to have the teams fight over that one. I don't think we're going to see a trade. I think that it is going to be a full-on team fight. Going to see TPs from our top laners. We haven't seen TPs be utilized from either side yet for a gank, so hoping to see that.
Well, they did just unlock after 14 minutes, so
right
now they can teleport to wards when need be, and there are some deep red wards, which I'm hoping they will utilize. The Diana is hovering around bot side here, and we may get some sort of play, but let's see if this goes better than the last one. Oh, great Leo ult coming onto the Karma. The Diana going to follow it up, and the Ashe getting the kill. Support for blue side going down, and a great engage by the red team.
And that's the danger of playing against Leona. All she has to do is she has such a far range for that ultimate, for that long stun. If you get hit by that and you have no idea that somebody else is sitting there, you're dead. You know,
yep.
You might not think immediately like, oh, I need to flash this because it's just Leona Ashe, but then somebody else appears out of Fog of War and you're like, wait a minute. Oh no, Ashe arrow going wide.
Ashe just missing now. There's the TP that we're getting in from the Cho'Gath. Jarvan going to jump right in onto the Ashe and the Leo. They're going to have to flash out of the cage, and they are going to manage to make that. Had they not have those flashes, the Cho'Gath would have easily come in to help clean that up with his teammates. But everyone's going to walk away. Red team taking a little bit of an advantage in that fight, and they do have about a 500 gold lead at this moment.
Yeah, it's they use the teleport on Cho'Gath and Cataclysm on Jarvan for 2 flashes. You know, if I was red team, I would be happy with that trade. With Camille still having teleport, we can make a play. We have the chance to make a play at Dragon as well, so I favor red team on that trade.
Yeah, red team seems to have the upper hand so far in this fight. Let's see if they can continue to keep that. They are down in the gold lead, but that is just because of the tower difference that they have, although they did get the Rift Herald, so pretty even so far. Ooh boy, here we go. Jarvan and Diana in the same area. Jarvan's going to try to jump in there. Cho'Gath's going to throw out as much damage as he can. The flash coming in from the Camille to get around, but it's not going to matter. Camille's going to go ahead and ult. They're going to get the Jarvan down. Cho'Gath's going to try to do what he can to get the kill he can. The Ashe just missing her ult onto the Cho'Gath. Camille going to dodge the knockup. And they're going to go under tower, and the Cho'Gath is a little too close to that tower, taking way too much damage, and now the Leo's going to be coming in, but it's not going to matter. 2 kills going over to the red side at top.
Zokoma, and I get to say this, literally biting off more than he can chew there. Trying to ult the Camille or the Diana. Uh-oh.
Ooh, a great attempt there by the Karma to try to get a kill, but it's not going to matter. And now the Leo is going to catch out the Veigar coming in mid, just barely missing that hook. That would have been great.
Yeah, that was scary. We've got Diana finishing off her Hextech rocket belt. That could be very helpful for her ult, getting a better ult. Here we go. Aisha's getting jumped on. He already used the cage.
He tried to cage. He had to flash away from the Leo ult, and now they're pushing back on the Karma and the Veigar. Oh, but the Veigar getting a great kill over onto LeBlanc. Now the Jarvan's gonna, or the Leo's gonna go ahead and jump in. Camille's gonna follow it up. Both the Veigar and the Karma are going to get dropped, but blue team is going to take the Drake. Red team should be getting onto that Rift.
Yeah, I think that's what they're doing. Diana's staying for it. Uh-oh, Titan's getting caught out.
Oh no, oh, he's going to go ahead and ult, trying to get out. He's going to get the root, but it's not going to matter. And red team's going to continue to push onto this tower. They wanted to try to tank it, but it looks like that's not going to happen. Jarvan's waiting to try to jump over the wall, trying to get some sort of an engage. Oh, and he comes right onto the Ashe, manages to hold her right in place, but Leo's going to jump in and hold, and the Ashe is going to manage to get the kill and turn that around. Now the Cho'Gath has to retreat. And red team just slowly starting to pull themselves away. It's not a snowball, but they're being very tactical in how they're trying to maintain this lead.
Yeah, man, it really feels like, I hate to harp on him, and I know he's doing his best, but it really feels like Birdo is just not having the best series right now. And his team really needs him. They need this Jarvan pick to come through. And at least they've got 2 dragons. That's what they've got going for them right now. But the red team has been making perfectly good trades. They've been trading for mid tower and Rift Herald for 1 dragon, like, and a bunch of kills mid. They're absolutely winning these trades.
Yep. We're going to have to see who can manage to continue getting the neutral objectives and potentially to get Soul. They are down 1 tower on the side of red, but they're taking advantage of it.
Sula might get caught out. Doesn't know Leona's right there on the other side.
Oh,
but
Leo managed to make that grab right onto the Karma. They're going to throw out a lot of damage now that LeBlanc is here. Error onto the Jarvan. LeBlanc's going to come in and burst down the Jarvan. They're going to continue to move forward. And now the Diana's coming in. Managed to jump in onto the Cho'Gath. He might try to get a kill here, but nothing's going to come of it. He's going to drop. And now the LeBlanc trying to go in onto the Karma. Tower diving underneath. She's not going to care about the death. She's going to take a lot of hits, but she's going to drop. And a great sidestep from the Karma to keep her in range of both of those towers.
Karma using her shields perfectly there, and also once again, it's so unfortunate, but Jarvan just went in like on his own, or not on his own. He just got a little bit too close. Used his abilities when his teammates had already used their own. Titan probably can blast cone out of this.
Ooh, great route. He needs to be careful though. He needs to get out. He needs to watch out. He's gonna get locked in though, and the Karma. Oh, nope. Ashe is going to go ahead and take... Did Ashe take that kill? I think the Camille did.
I'm not entirely sure.
I
One
think
of
the
them.
Camille took that one. But regardless, the Xayah got caught out, unfortunately. You should have used that blast cone a lot earlier, like you said.
Yeah, it seems like I'm seeing some weird aggression coming out from our blue team. They're overstaying in a lot of these fights, and it's not something I'm used to seeing. They're going to have to start tempering that aggression because it's causing them to lose right now.
And the downside to all of this as well is that Diana still hanging on to that Rift Herald that has not been used yet. Now the Ashe going to get caught out here, manages to dodge Jarvan, but she's still going to get caught into that trap. Can't quite get the kill, but the Camille tried to come in and clean it up. She does manage to drop him there, but now mid lane, fight back and forth between the two of them. Oh no, Veigar's going to get the boot from the Diana, manages to cage up the rest of the team for the sake of the Karma, but now the Karma's going to get caught out here. LeBlanc jumping over the wall and bursting down the support. Xayah showing up and immediately having to retreat.
What did I say? LeBlanc is 3-1 at 21 minutes. This is where she comes online. She's got the finished Ludens, finished Sork boots. It's starting to look dicey.
Slowly pulling away with his lead. Red team is just not quite a snowball, but it's turning into a late game snowball now where they're just getting a little too far ahead and a little too fed. The Ashe, the LeBlanc, and the Camille followed even with the Diana, and the Leo is 0, 1, and 11. She's been there for nearly everything.
Yeah, it feels like honestly, I would have think if I'm this team, if I'm blue team, going into another best of 3 against this red team, I might even consider banning the Ashe. It seems like they love using this Ashe ult as a great engage for everybody to get in. Also a good disengage, and it just seems like they're really good with it. This team has practiced on that Ashe play.
True. Well, they'd have to turn this fight around and win this game to do that. Camille trying to go in. Ashe ult coming right onto the Karma, and they are going to turn right onto her in Tribush and managing to get that kill. Veigar managing to get his box up, keeping people in place. Cho'Gath coming in to knock up the rest of the team, but nothing's going to come of it. Red is going to start up this Drake. Blue does have vision, no control ward, but now they do keep extra vision there, but nothing's going to matter. Red team's going to go ahead and take that Drake. It is 2 for 2, but red team is slowly marching away with this fight. And they're going to continue to engage, trying to jump in there. The Camille going a little bit too deep, coming very, very low on health, but the Ashe is throwing arrows left and right. So much damage. Now the Jarvan going in, going gold, holding himself in place. He is going to drop, trying to keep the team in place for the Ashe to get the kills, but nothing's going to come of it. Now the Jarvan jumping right into the Ashe. They are going to get the kill over onto the Xayah, though. The Ashe is going to go down. The Jarvan's going to go down. Back and forth between both of these teams. And now Red is in chase onto the Cho'Gath. Leo trying to hold him in place, and nothing's coming of it. LeBlanc trying to support, get that damage that she can. But it's 3v2 here. Cho'Gath is low, but they need to be very, very careful. Leo's going to turn this around, and LeBlanc's going to get caught out. Leo's trying to CC everybody in place, but now the Camille coming right in to follow up this fight. Great burst damage right onto the Veigar, and they're going to continue to try to push forward. Nope, they're going to let it sit, and they're going to take that win. Very good movement by Red Team.
An extended fight that just got changed because Camille showed up. Camille got back to the fight, and it just lasted a little bit too long for Blue Team. But they did manage to get a few kills, and that's better than it was looking. I mean, it's good that they were able to kind of close the gap maybe a little bit. I would have loved to see them back off of that fight instead of staying around waiting for that Camille to come back. And now we have a top tower going down. Mid tower has already gone down, and bot tower is down for Blue Team. So looks like they're going to be pushed back into their jungle. It's going to be a lot harder to ward. We already see Red Team's their wards are encroaching onto Blue Team, and you don't really see too many deep blue wards. We've got one control ward down in the bottom side, enemy Tribush, but
that's not doing much.
Exactly.
No, I mean, it's a good positioning for a control ward, but usually that control ward's good to position when that tower is still up to watch for the backside gank. But seeing as how that tower's not up, it's kind of a moot point.
Yeah, I agree with you. We're looking for the Ashe engage. I was just about to say a great cleanse from Titan to immediately get out of that. I was just about to say all Red Team has to do is look for some engage with Ashe. They can force any fight right now, but they do have LeBlanc in the side lane. but that's because they see Veigar topside. If Veigar goes into the river, I think LeBlanc's going to start roaming up as well. They're actually going to start the Baron.
Ooh, this is going to be a little risky, but the entire team is here. Diana is far away, and the LeBlanc is way down on bottom. If they can do this quickly, they might be able to pull this off before the Diana shows up, but she might be able to make it on time. LeBlanc is trying to make her way, but I think most of this is a bait. I think they're trying to turn around, and there it is, Jarvan jumping right on to the Camille, but it's not really going to matter. They're going to manage to get the Diana right out, and they're going to continue to march forward with this fight. Blue team is trying to throw out as much damage as they can. Camille going down, but she's going to be followed up by the Xayah. Xayah's no longer got damage on the blue side. It is 4v3, but there is not any more ADC, and they are very, very low, pushing them off the Baron. They did lose 2, but they didn't give them that neutral objective, and they might stick around into this fight. They might try to move forward. LeBlanc trying to find some positioning and find somebody to catch out. And she might try to find, oh, a great Ashe arrow coming on to the Veigar, and a good turnaround. The Veigar, the LeBlanc, excuse me, trying to dive under tower, and that's not going to come of anything. Veigar getting caught out, though, underneath tower by the Ashe.
Yeah, I didn't agree with that Baron play at first. Zokoma, I don't think he's going to get much here. Ashe can just kite back. She's got backup. But yeah, going back to that Baron fight, I didn't like it, but the fact that they immediately disengaged off of it, I thought was really smart. Actually, Zokoma's going to stop the backs. It's only because they have a ward in there. I thought maybe they were going to have a little bit more of a follow-up, but nope, he's just trying to disrupt them. Make them waste more time. Also, Dragon looks to be coming up fairly soon. Maybe like a minute left on Dragon. That also could be a fight that we're going to end up seeing. Yeah, they actually made it work at Baron. They had the turnaround with the Jarvan ult immediately, and they jumped on and killed the Diana. Diana tried to force the engage, but it didn't work out.
And LeBlanc trying to get that burst damage down onto the Karma. Now she's going to back. Drake's going to be up here in less than 30 seconds. The 10-second timer is probably coming up in a bit. Everybody is starting to hover around this Drake pit. Red does have a control, trying to keep that in place, and Leona is taking a lot of damage there, getting caught out. But they do have vision control in the pit. Blue's going to try to move forward, and they are going to take control back. They may try to start this Drake, and it looks like they will. Red team is trying to wait for a good opportunity to try to jump into here. Ashe ult coming in onto the Veigar, and now the Camille is going to come in, and they're going to go ahead and engage. Dragon is low. They're going to try for the steal, and the Jarvan does manage to get it, but we have to see what happens with the rest of the team. It looks like Red is just throwing out so much damage, but the Ashe is throwing out a lot as well. Xayah going down. Blast Cone over, trying to keep the Karma alive. Jarvan's trying to make it away as well. He's going to turn back around and try to keep his support in good favor, and she is going to walk away. They did manage to get the Drake, but they lost 4 for it as opposed to the 1 on the red side. Not a great trade in my opinion.
Having a 10-3 Ashe untouched during the team fight is not what you want to see. And that's the issue, right? They ulted onto Veigar, Ashe ult onto Veigar, and I was talking about how good the red team is playing around their Ashe. That's the perfect target, because that's who you have to worry about if you're Ashe, because he's just going to stun you and ult you and you're dead. Xayah has to play pretty far away considering all the engage that red team has. So they immediately deleted Veigar. Now Ashe could just sit there and fire away, had no issues. The Jarvan wasn't able to get on her. He died instantly. She has Kraken Slayer. She can rip through the Cho'Gath and the Jarvan. So right now, out of all of the people on the enemy team, Ashe is who you have to worry about the most, and they weren't even able to get to her.
Yeah, her teammates are doing a good job of keeping a front line up and not allowing anybody to get too close to her and cause too much damage. And like you said, getting that ult onto the Veigar to eliminate him first took out the biggest threat, and that just gave them such an advantage that they can turn that fight into a 4-1.
It was such a slim margin ult as well. It was such a good ult from Sword. Great job from him to find that little opportunity, and he turned it into the dragon. Or actually, they didn't get the dragon. That's interesting. So actually, It could be soul point for them.
Yep. But they're losing so many people to the fights that it's not really mattering. And now it looks like we're going to have an engage. Another Ashe ult onto the Veigar, and they're going to take him out again as well. Camille holding him in place to give that Ashe the opportunity to ult in the perfect spot. Blue is going to go over to the blue side, and they're going to continue to try to engage here, but the Jarvan might be a little too far out. They're going to try to maintain a front line around this Baron. Blue team has a little bit more health, but they are low on a team member. And the Ashe just not giving them any opportunities to do anything. The Camille getting caught out, however, and just getting eliminated. Now it's a 4v4 in Baron Pit, and it looks like Blue might try to start this up. No.
Yeah.
Nope. Nope. I thought maybe that Jarvan was going to try to jump over that wall, and that did not happen. They're going to leave Baron and take advantage of the lane.
So red team has the Ashe ult engage, but on the other side, blue team has the Cho'Gath Q engage. He's got that knockup. If you get hit by that, you will get rooted. You will get stunned from the. You will get knocked up from Jarvan as well. Rooted from the feathers, stunned by the Karma. You know, they have their own CC engage. It's just not as far as Ashe.
Absolutely, absolutely. They're trying to turn this fight around and trying to get some sort of an advantage, but red side still has about a 5k gold lead, and they have many more. They have one more tower down, one less Drake, but those two Rift Heralds, one of them was wasted, but neutral objectives are pretty even between the two. But those kills are massive, and the CS lead too. I'm surprised with the Xayah having 300 plus. She almost has 100 more than the Ashe, and she's still getting rocked.
Yeah, she is. It's mostly because of the threats, right? And I mentioned this before, having double AP assassins going for your ADC, man, that's so difficult to deal with as an ADC. Like, as an ADC player myself, even one assassin is enough to make you have to waste all of your spells, all of your summoners, and you need to have just like the best support ever to keep you alive, or the best positioning ever, which is pretty hard to do. Especially when you add on top of that Leona ult, Ashe ult, Camille ult, like there's everything. Xayah has nowhere to really do anything in this game, and that's the unfortunate thing. They kind of drafted around shutting down Titan, which is what they had to do,
and unfortunately they didn't do that.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I think that was your thing. It was the synergy concern that you had with this team. You know, it can work, but you have a very slim margin of error, and if you get caught out by any other CC from the red side, your awkward comp doesn't really have much of an option.
Yeah, and both of these teams are filled with very talented players, and I really do think that it came down to the comp. I really do.
Oh boy, here we go though. It's a 4v3 or a 5v3, and the Ashe are coming right onto the Cho'Gath, and they're going to go ahead and rip through him, getting the kill there. The Camille is going to try to continue to fight, keeping some distance with that Vigar box. And now Drake is started. Red team is going to stay on it. They do each have a smite up. We're going to have to see who manages to win this fight. And the bow, yeah, he does get it. They are going to turn that fight around. They're going to get the Drake, but I don't think it's really going to matter. Now they're going to turn right onto the Xayah, managing to get her pretty low, chaining in place the Camille. Oh, they do get the Camille to Diana, and a great play there by the Xayah, but she's going to get caught out here by the LeBlanc, not going to get killed. Back and forth between each of these teams, and a great steal by the Jarvan. 2 for 2 on the kills. That is the kind of fight that we like to see from blue team.
Now that was huge and well done. Props to Birdo for popping off and doing exactly what they needed him to do in this game. Oh wow, I mean, Ashe
there it is,
getting shut down, and that's why I said, you know, getting rid of that Vigar is essential. Otherwise, you just press R and you're gonna die. But Titan he's now 3 and 5. He's got that CS lead and Infernal Soul. This is a big game changer. This means that Titan can now eliminate like 3 people in the matter of 2 seconds. If they don't get on him right at the start of the fight, he's going to kill whoever gets onto him next. So they need to like 3 of them, 2 of them on him instantly. Otherwise, the front line. You have to realize they didn't even have Cho'Gath for that fight. They were missing their biggest beefy frontliner, and it was still Titan was able to just kill the Camille in 2 seconds.
Yep, and taking advantage to get the Baron. They are down by 15 kills, but they do have the Soul. They do have Baron. They're even on towers, and they might be able to turn this around.
Yeah, and look at the gold league. The gold lead is non-existent. It's 1k difference. The blue team has just come back into this game, and it's now anybody's game again. I really do feel like that.
Yep. Yeah, if the blue team though cannot make a mistake, because if red capitalizes on it, that's going to be a cracked base, and if they can crack that base open, that's going to really hamper blue's ability to try to turn this around.
That's true, but if you look at the towers are pretty much even. So even if blue team manages to win, plus they have Baron, I think the game could end if they win a fight here.
It has to come together. They're going to keep marching down mid with the Baron buff, trying to get what damage they can. Oh, but the LeBlanc trying to catch somebody out, and not going to happen. They're going to continue to push down mid. Red team's going to have to converge on the mid side here. And they are just chunking that tower down and just chunking that inhibitor down. Not a whole lot then Red can do right now when they're in a team fight like this. They're just going to have to keep peeling and waiting for a good opportunity for the right time for an engage. And here it comes. Ashe ult coming in, Tiger ulting, and just chaos coming inside of the base. But it looks like blue team might be able to try to turn this around and come out on top of this fight. But red is just throwing out so much damage. 2 for 2. Now back and forth. Cho'Gath trying to get the last kill here. And blue team does come out on top, but the LeBlanc is still alive. She can go back to the fountain and try to charge back up. The Veigar and the Cho'Gath are sticking around. LeBlanc's going to try to catch somebody out. Can't get the cage. Trying to do what they can. They are very, very low. They no longer have a tower for the red side. And the LeBlanc is trying to get the kill, but it can't happen. And they're going to turn this fight around. We're going to go to a game 3, folks.
What a game to have witnessed. Wow. Oh my goodness. That was so crazy. Diana had a 5-man ulti because they all grouped. I hated the way that they used the Karma ult there. They Karma ult used E and didn't even engage off of it or disengage. It was literally for nothing. Only for them to all group for the Diana engage. A great engage somehow led to Cho'Gath and Veigar still being alive against LeBlanc. And the silence onto LeBlanc to stop her from being able to dash, and the finishing blow. Oh my goodness, what a game.
Yeah, the back and forth between them right at the end there. I thought red team was going to be able to turn that fight around, but they just couldn't quite pull it off. Very, very impressive comeback, and not only that, to win the game low on kills too.
Yeah.
That's an interesting rarity to see.
And that's the beauty of Soul, right? Without Soul, that fight doesn't happen. And the thing is, we have to give props to Birdo. Birdo, I've been talking about him, since the first game, not having the best series. He got the steal with the smite. That's exactly what his team needed to get back into it. Props to him, and props to Titan for also being able to 1v3 and have the mechanics we know he can have. Titan popping off like we're used to. Excited for game 3.
Yep. Stick around, folks. We'll be back for a game 3. We'll see what happens. Hopefully everything goes well, but yeah, we hope to see you soon. Back for game 3. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for a game 3 going all the way. Good, pretty rough game 1, but it looks like we learned from our mistakes, turned it around, and now we have a game 3. I'm looking psyched for this. What do you think is going to be the important parts of the draft this game?
Gosh, after that game, everywhere is important. Despite Birdo's insane smite steal that led to them winning the game, his Jarvan was very underwhelming for me. He could have smite stealed with other characters that are even better at smite stealing, like Lee Sin or like a Nunu or something like that. So it's not just related to the fact I just don't feel like his Jarvan really did that much. I don't think there was extremely great cataclysms on flashless targets. I don't feel like there was any EQ great engages. But they still won, and credit to them. If that's what they need for it to work, then stay on the Jarvan. I would even consider an Ashe ban, but it looks like they really don't want to They actually banned the LeBlanc, and the Ashe ban. Ashe ban did go through. I like this.
Yeah, finally getting the Ashe banned out was probably the best move, along with the LeBlanc. They're really trying to focus those much harder sides. Did the teams switch sides? I didn't catch that.
I think so, because based on the bans, I don't know why our team that played LeBlanc and Ashe would ban out LeBlanc and Ashe. So I'm imagining they switched sides and they've stolen the Xayah from Titan.
Yep, probably a good call to do a pick ban on that, so they can keep that away from them as well with the first pick.
Rakan
But
got
they
through.
they did let the Rakan through. I don't know if that's going to be a massive issue or not. I wonder if they may try to hang on to it over on red side to go up with the misfortune, but I don't know how well that's going to synergize. We'll have to see what they pick for their next pick on red side. And
Yeah,
they're going to go with a Malphite.
I like that, and I'd hate to see them feel forced to grab the Rakan with a pick that they don't feel like it really synergizes too well with. It can work with Misfortune, but it's not the best engage. I like Malphite a lot better, but you are letting the other team get the Xayah Rakan, which is something they had been banning both games. This is it could be a big deal.
Yep, the lovers duo followed with an Ornn. This is gonna be really nice. The good late game advantage with the items, the Ornn Horn engage. This might be a nice late game for this team.
This is exciting. We're seeing very different comps being drafted from both of our teams right now, and I'm loving it. We've got like a team fight heavy team coming out from red side, and blue team is going for this late game style, which they've always had the early game with like the LeBlanc and the Diana. So kind of switching up the switching strats, but also red team's just going more team fight oriented.
Yep, and they're gonna pick up the Braum, so that means that Malphite's gonna be going top side, and we're gonna have a Braum trying to body block for this misfortune. And I think that would have been a better pick than the Leo for the long term game, but I think last time they were trying to go for a shorter engage style of gameplay. I don't think they expected the game to go that long.
Right. Yeah. They tried to work off of the LeBlanc, but if not for that steal, I think the game would have ended for them. They would have done the exact same thing that the other team did: take the Elder, go straight to Baron, get the Baron, go to mid, end the game. But it just didn't work out that way, and it
Nope.
really does come down to objectives. If it does come down to hitting the smite, it also comes down to the fact that they didn't push away the Jarvan when he was hovering around the dragon. That's something that I think they're regretting. They know that they should have been doing that, and they should be doing it for this next dragon fights that they have.
Right. And now they're going to ban the Kiana, the Diana, and the Karthus, and the Jarvan. So let's see what they decide to pick up. Hovering the Trundle, and that is going to be a Trundle pick for the jungle on red side, so they're going to leave their mid open for the last pick.
Trundle is kind of a interesting pick, maybe just directly to counter the Ornn's tankiness. Or I was thinking maybe they picked Trundle so that they're just stealing it from the other team, because Trundle is somebody who's picked a lot against Misfortune with a very easy disrupting ability to the Misfortune ult. Which, by the way, for Misfortune, if you're not used to knowing about her, she usually builds lethality, and it's usually a lot about her ult in team fights. You want to have a big ult for a lot of damage, and if you have Trundle Pillar, all you have to do is press one button, and it instantly interrupts the ult. So, maybe they were thinking about that. Not sure. Lee Sin being hovered.
Oh, he's
Or
picked, I
locked in. I'm
think.
not sure. Yeah, I think he might have
Yep.
been picked already. I love Lee Sin. Lee Sin's my favorite character. But in terms of the comp, it's a bit awkward. Lee Sin's the only one who can really get in there. Syndra and Ornn kind of a little bit more defensive. I'm not a big fan of the Lee Sin here.
Well, I mean, the Rakan, though, has the engage too, and to keep this in mind, the Trundle Pillar with his slow could help keep that Rakan when he tries to ult and come in. You can just block it.
True. True, but the thing is that Lee Sin is usually fairly squishy, squishier than people realize. And unless you have Ornn going in first, Rakan is also very squishy. So let's say Rakan goes in, gets a big ult, gets a big knockup. Lee Sin is a lot more, in my opinion, about dealing damage to just one person in particular at a time, almost more like an assassin. He can also peel, so maybe he's been picked for peel. But you've already got Rakan and Xayah. You don't really need extra peel other than that. So maybe for objectives, they're picking just the Lee Sin. Maybe it's just comfort pick, whatever it might be. I do like our blue team's, red team's draft a lot. Echo was locked in. We didn't talk about that yet. Echo, is interesting. I haven't seen Aishol on the Echo, so we'll see if he's able to do what he needs to do on that. Obviously, Echo is very good for just being not only disruptive, but like a distraction and just time wasting. Super good at making you waste a bunch of resources on him. Uses the ult, uses Zonia's. You've already used half your stuff, and Echo's still alive somehow. So, you know, if Syndra ults him, Echo ults. Cancel that.
Right. Yeah, I'm curious to see how mid lane's going to go with the Syndra and the Echo. I'd like to think the Echo has the advantage, but if Syndra plays it well, she might be able to keep Echo at bay.
Yeah, pre-6, I think Syndra destroys Echo. However, after 6, I think that it's much more a skill matchup, but I also think Echo is favored because if Syndra ever has to use her stun for, like, if she's getting ganked or anything, Echo can just full engage and not have to worry about getting stunned after he comes back from his ult.
True. Well, folks, tell us what you guys think, where you think this is going to be going. I like both comps. I think this is going to be a good final game 3, but let us know what you think. We will be back shortly with the game after a short break. We are back with the game 3. Very excited to see how this goes. Very excited to see who comes out on top.
Oh boy, we've already got players loading in. I'm expecting, actually, maybe not some level 1 shenanigans. There's not a ton. I guess red team, maybe they could use the pillar, maybe get a flash or something like that. On the other side, though, I feel like there's not a lot you can do. With Syndra, you need 2 abilities to be able to use your stun. And Ornn, you have to get the knockup into a terrain, so yeah, it's pretty much what I said. Blue team is lining up line of scrimmage, and red team is looking for the engage because they do have that pillar.
Yeah, the Rakan does have his knockup, but it's not going to be as worthwhile if he doesn't have his pullback. It looks like red is going to sit around jungle here. I don't know if they're going to try. They might stick around and try for something.
Yeah, I think they might try and steal red buff, but I think that
I don't know if blue even knows.
They might not. They don't have any wards. There's a ping on the red ward, though. I think that at the point in time they see, if they don't, well, the thing is that if you're bot lane, if you're blue side bot lane, and you see that the enemy bot lane is not there, you can assume, if it takes them a little bit extra time or where they come from to get to lane, that you were invaded and you lost your buff.
Oh, they're going to figure it out right here.
Yep, right here. Oh, they're waiting for it.
No, they're waiting for it. Here it comes. The engage from the Rakan, the knockup going on to the Misfortune. Lots of damage coming out from the Xayah. They're going to push them straight back. Misfortune's going to have to flash. Xayah's going to follow it up. First blood coming over to the blue side, and they might be able to get 2 kills here. The Rakan can stick with it. Just going to miss it. Oh, but they're going to get caught out. The Trundle's going to get knocked up as well. Xayah's going to try to get another kill. I don't know if she's going to be able to do anything about it, but the Syndra's going to come in here and try to support. Xayah trying to get this last hit over onto the kill, and she can't quite make it. And that lead that they had, very well done.
Yeah, over aggressive from Shield. He flash W'd without recognizing, without remembering that there was an invade that happened, and Birdo's right there in their jungle. So that was just kind of tunnel vision, right? It's something that I struggle with too, but you have to be aware that there are other players on the map, not just the ones you see right in front of you.
Yeah, once that Braum was coming around the backside of Dragon Pit, Xayah and Rakan should have peeled.
Yeah, 100%.
Now Misfortune taking a little bit of a lead here on the CS. She's going to have a lot of extra XP too, so she's going to hit levels faster than Braum, but I think that's going to be all right for her in the end. Yeah,
just a bit of slow play. Lee Sin's maybe roaming top here. Sokoma's full health, so I don't know if they're going to be able to get... Might be able to get a flash, actually. He's getting kind of aggressive.
Oh, he's a little bit too far ahead here. Lee's going to come in here, try to do as much damage as he can. Flash coming out from the Malphite, getting underneath his tower, and manages to get away from that one, but does lose a summoner, and he's going to have to back.
Yep, didn't get out scot-free. Lost Flash, lost a lot of his health, enough to make him go back. He's going to lose some minions now. In fact, Ornn might be able to freeze this, allowing for Lee to get a repeat gank. That would be the ideal scenario. We have Birdo in the blue jungle, but looks like he's going to back off. And Lee Sin's also counter jungling on red side.
Back and forth here, bot lane as well. Rakan does have that level 2, so he can jump in and pull out. Braum is still 1, but that Misfortune is 3, so she does have quite a bit of an advantage here.
Yeah, level 1 Braum. I would love to see... well, you're right, but the thing is that Misfortune is low on mana, and I think that... Oh, it's too late.
Yep, she is very low on mana, and now Xayah Rakan have a massive advantage here, and they may have to try to do something with it. Just hovering around and waiting.
Yeah, right now I'm expecting potentially a counter gank happening top. So we got both junglers roaming top side, and a bit of deep wards. They're gonna know when Malphite is roaming towards river, and we have Lee Sin. He's wrapping around right now, but he is going to get spotted out by that control ward if he continues up towards Tribush.
Trundle may shift his pathing to go over in that direction. They are pinging the crap out of it right now. Malphite's going to get back, but now bot side, it looks like that kill's going to go over. The Rakan does get it with the ignite, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Blue team bot side is starting to have a bit more of an advantage. 1-1-1 for both the lovers, who, by the way, have matching skins, so we can all respect the fact that they're going to win.
Yeah, the feathers are so strong on Xayah. We saw it from Titan the last game. Now we're seeing it from Sword. He can do it the same. Also, Titan on a Misfortune pick is very interesting. I mean, even in his name, actions per minute Titan, basically. He's all about being able to move really fast and have perfect kiting, great attack move. But with Misfortune, you don't really see that. Misfortune is usually more of a ability-focused champion, almost like Ezreal, but even more so than Ezreal. You're not really going to be running around kiting with autos as much as you would with Kai'Sa or with a Zeri.
And now it looks like red side's going to be taking the first Drake here, taking advantage of the map control. Misfortune changed mid with the Echo to try to keep bot lane safe, and now they're going to switch back.
We'll get the dragon. Trundle will secure that. Yeah, I mean, right now we've got a Cull for Misfortune, so kind of. We got a.
Oh, Ornhorn coming in. Oh, but the knockup from the Malphite to keep the Ornn from using his ult. He takes a lot of damage for it, but at least the Ornn didn't knock him up and keep him in place.
Yeah, well done from Malphite there, because even if he had tried to run away, he would have had to use the ult anyways to dodge the ult, so he just used it to get a little bit more damage and stop the Ornn from using the Ornhorn. Meanwhile, we have Trundle maybe looking for an invade right next to Lee Sin. Lee Sin doesn't know.
Ooh, he's going to try to get this steal. Oh, and he just misses it, but now he's going to try to go in onto the Lee Sin. He does not have his mids, so the Syndra's not in the area to help. I don't know if Trundle was going to win this fight, and he doesn't come out on top. Rakan comes in to try to support, but it does not matter. And the Braum catching the Xayah out here while sitting in the bush. He's going to throw a lot of damage out, trying to lock him up, but it's not going to matter. Great shield from the Braum. And now they're going to continue to get pushed back in onto their lane. Nice try from the Trundle, but he missed the smite, and the Lee Sin took advantage of that.
I have to say, I feel like there's a lot of miscommunication going on with red side with their jungler and their mid. Why is Echo pushing in on the turret when the jungler is invading and is in the middle of a fight when you have the entire enemy bot lane going there to help? Like, what happens if Trundle does win that engagement? He ends up killing Lee Sin, gets double buff, but the bot lane is there, they're just going to take it right back. You need your mid lane there. There was no enemy mid to challenge him to keep him in mid. He was fully pushed up. I feel like if you're Echo there, you have to go help your jungler.
Would have been a smarter move, because yeah, had that gone the other way, then the bot lane, the Xayah would have come out with double buff, and it would have been even worse situation bot side. Oh, but now the Lee's going to catch out this Trundle. He is way too deep, 3 versus 4. And Lee Sin coming out with another kill. Trundle trying to come in and take some more jungle. And that was a bad move on his part, unfortunately.
Some deja vu, continuing to play aggressive, going for invades, and it's not working out. Birdo started out with the 2-0 and now 2-2.
Oh like no, but now the Misfortune just used her ult. They're going to get flanked here by the Xayah Rakan. Rakan jumping in, managing to get a CC. Xayah getting a lot of damage out onto the Misfortune and just dropping her. This is not going well for Red Side right now.
No, it is not. And Lee Sin starting out 2-0. Lee Sin, similar to LeBlanc, you have to get going early, in my opinion, for him to really be effective. It does depend on the build you go for. Usually people go Bruiser with him. You can also build Lethality, but usually you're going to see Bruiser, especially in higher ranked games.
Oh, now the Ornhorn onto the Echo. Oh, and he manages to ult out of it, throwing out a lot of damage, and he should have just kept going underneath tower. But now bot side, Xayah and Rakan continuing to throw out the damage, getting the Trundle and the Braum, and they are just on a roll. That Xayah is now beyond fed.
Birdo is struggling, man. Birdo has been struggling this entire series. He's making just these unfortunate decisions, like to take these engagements, take that fight bot. He did it twice now. In the last game, he did the same thing, where he took a fight bot and it did not work out. Ended up killing him and his support, and the exact same thing again. And similar to, he did an invade and lost to Lee Sin, but then he decides to do another invade topside and dies again. And just some repeat mistakes that you don't want to be seeing.
Yep, now the Lee Sin's going to try to catch out this Misfortune, but instead he's just going to back away and go back into his jungle. Well, he is sticking around now that the bot side has shown up. Mid, looks like that Braum's trying to come in here and support his mid laner, but he's going to get caught out by the control ward. Misfortune managing to dodge the Rakan knockup. She's going to sit back here towards her tower.
Lee Sin. Lee Syndrome right there.
Yeah, probably a good thing he didn't go in on that.
Yeah, it's very easy to do it, right? Because you're not seeing anybody else, and you're like, oh, well, I got a free one-on-one, and Lee Sin thrives in that. But usually it's not the case. Usually somebody's waiting just out of range of vision. Titan might get jumped on.
Mid lane's just trading back and forth, getting pushed under blue. Oh, now the Lee Sin jumping over onto the Echo. Doesn't realize that the Trundle there, he's going to have to back away. Now we have the Xayah Rakan going in again. Rakan getting a great engage, bouncing off of the Xayah there, throwing out a lot of damage. And just fantastic by Shield here, getting the knockups that he needs and moving around the map so perfectly. And now the Echo coming in onto the Syndra, not getting anything from that, though.
So now I think it's quite obvious that these were targeted bans since the beginning. Here we go, though.
Oh, now we're in trouble. Rakan going in, getting his CC, knocking everybody up, ulting, holding them into place. The Xayah coming in and following up there onto the Braum, trying to get what she can on the Trundle, but she should probably leave that and try to come around and help the rest of her team. But I don't think it's going to matter. The Echo taking a lot of damage. Trundle now in trouble after Xayah not popped the explosive. And she's going to get the kill.
Oh, that ult was not good.
No, she doesn't get that kill. Trundle trying his best to survive, managing to dodge everything here, but he is going to drop regardless, and TP coming in towards mid for red. And now the Misfortune coming around the side onto the Ornn. She's going to try to get what damage she can, but not a whole lot's going to come of that. And the Rakan just bouncing around, getting the knockup onto the Malphite and getting that kill. Fantastic. They also get the Drake. Lee Sin is there and ready, missing the kick. Can't quite utilize it, and now blue team's going to have to retreat away from this because they are not in an advantage. Xayah in trouble. She ults to try to dodge, manages to get the root in. Braum's going to drop a lot of damage, and now they're going to try to turn this around. Blue team's going to be pushing in. The Trundle is trying to come in and support the rest of his team, but they are still down one person, and it is a 4v5, but blue side is very, very low on health, and they're going to have to back away from that.
Xayah is similar to Singed in which you cannot chase her. If you chase a Xayah, she will just dismantle you. She will cut off your entire body, but with her feathers. You can't do it. So they were chasing into her, and if they continued, they would have all died for sure. But like I was saying before that fight even happened, giving Xayah Rakan to sword and shield is definitely not an option. So that being said, now that we've seen this and we know that, that's not an option, I heavily disagree with the LeBlanc ban. I would have loved to see a Xayah ban instead of the LeBlanc. I think that the Ashe ban was still good, but letting this duo have the Xayah Rakan, it was not it.
Yeah, just an overpowered team in my opinion. And now that Braum is only level 6. Xayah and Rakan are 8. And yes, the Misfortune is 9, but that gap on the support there is just big. Luckily he does have his ult, but I don't know how much that's going to help him.
Oh boy. Gale Force completed on the Xayah, where you have no full item completed on the 0-4 Titan Misfortune, and going to get caught out once again.
And a great engage there by the Rakan. Lee Sin following that up, getting the kill on the Fortune, and the Fortune just getting her face caved in. 0-5, 13-2 in favor of blue team in a 4K gold lead.
Yeah, Shield, I mean, what can you say? Just a beast on the Rakan. He's able to find all of these knockups that are allowing his team to get these kills. The only reason I say ban the Xayah is to dissuade them from thinking about the Rakan, because really they got the Rakan because of the Xayah, and maybe they wouldn't even consider it if they didn't get the Xayah. Nevertheless, it's 1-1 in Dragons. Titan is kind of out of this game, and I also disagree with him being on Misfortune, but maybe they can make it work with a Malphite ult or a Braum ult, something of the sort. The Trundle.
And here comes an engage. They're going to get the ult, and the Misfortune going down again. Just getting caught out. Blue team in full control of this game right now.
Yeah, they're trying to get something on the other side of the map. They're trying to get the Rift Herald, but they're going to lose bot tower. Titan is pretty much out of the game at this point. But we say that, and they had a pretty crazy comeback in the last game. Looks like Braum is getting caught out.
That is true.
Oh, Braum is
in a perfect position. Perfect position there. They do pick up the Herald, but yeah, like you said, that's a tier 2 on the bot side. Just after the plates fall, we're barely 15 minutes into it, and they're already coming up to the base on the bot half.
Lee Sin snuck in. I don't think Zokoma saw him.
Nope, he doesn't have an idea that he's there. Lee is going to try to wait for some sort of engage. I'm not sure if the Malphite does know or not, because he's playing relatively safe, like he realizes he's there, but he's going to get the knock up from the Ornn. Horn coming in, but not a whole lot going to come of that. Knock up great by the Ornn. Lee's not going to follow it up though, and he's going to go ahead and walk away.
I would have loved to see the Lee Sin react a little bit sooner. We got some stuff happening everywhere. We got mid ganking.
Now the top side. Echo's going to try to come in here, keep the Malphite in place, but he's going to go ahead and walk away. And now red team's trying to push down mid with this Herald. If they can get a second charge, that's going to be perfect. And they do get the kill over onto the Syndra. They get a second charge onto Shelly, and now they're taking map advantage back. They do lose a tower top, but they do manage to crack open mid quite a bit.
Yeah, this is what happens when you make a mistake. And like I was saying, I feel like the Lee Sin just didn't react fast enough with the Ornn. The Ornn had a perfect engage. He got the knockup off, and that should have meant a connected Q. But he waited too long, and by the time he went to Q, the Malphite ulted away. Just a really big misplay, honestly, because that was a free kill. But because he showed himself top, obviously red team is going to use the Herald mid, take mid. They got an objective bounty, and just like that, gold lead is only 4K. And Dragon's coming up very soon.
Yep, next Dragon is coming up. Nobody has really prepped for it, but blue does have the advantage being pushed up as they are. Red does have some deep wards around the red buff, but blue still has the advantage here. Rakan just missing his knockup, but it's not going to matter. They're going to get the kill over onto the Misfortune. Now red does not have their ADC, and blue's going to move in as a unit up against this Drake, and they are easily going to be able to take this.
Yeah, indeed. This is
Horn coming in. Oh, the Trundle does manage to get the steal though. He takes it with the trade of his life. But they now have 2 Drakes in favor for that. Pretty good steal probably worth the death for it because that is a soul-style Drake, and it's going to get them closer to the 4th Drake.
Yeah, Birdo seems to have these smites on lock against Smurfdon. Smurfdon needs to clean up those smites a little bit because he's got the ganks down.
Oh, nice. The Rakan, though, catching out this Echo. He's not going to be able to capitalize on it, but it was a good attempt.
This game is... uh-oh. The jumping onto sword, but shield's right there.
Oh, great job there from the Rakan. Managing to stop that ult and getting in there and knocking them all up underneath the tower. Now he's got the rest of his team to help push forward. Red's trying to consolidate on the mid here. Lee Sin's floating around the jungle, but he is spotted out by the ward, and now they're all going to back out.
Yeah, that was a nice play from Shield, very much so, but he did have to use his flash, so they're not going to have that available to them in the next fight. Does look like, well, Baron's obviously coming up very soon in 30 seconds. Don't think anybody's going to be going for that right away, as it is very difficult to take early on in the game. Right now, Lee Sin is 4-0 and Xayah is 8-1. They've got their threats, you know, that they need fed. The Syndra is a little quiet, which is not good. You want the Syndra to be, you know, doing just as well as you would want your LeBlanc to be doing well.
But here's the nice thing, she's not feeding the Echo.
Yep, and also she provides a lot more utility to the team with her stuns than the LeBlanc does. So I think that this is a better pick, and honestly,
Oh, nope, now we have an engage coming in, and the Misfortune again getting dropped. 1 and 8. She has half of the deaths on Red's side.
Titan is struggling in this game, and Titan has been, you know, the defining factor in that last game on the Xayah and in the first game on the Kai'Sa. But
I was going to say, this is going to be a 20-minute Baron here for blue side. Rakan's trying to zone everybody out. They do have the Trundle in the area. He does not have his flash, however. And I don't think he's going to be able to get around for this. Nope. And now they're going to try to engage onto the Rakan, but Rakan's going to go ahead and ult them, zoning all of them into one place and just getting dropped by the Xayah.
Beautiful engage there, my goodness. They look like the other team. They look like they're now the team fight team. They say, okay, you know what, we're gonna do what you do, but even better. And we don't even have to be drafted around team fights. We'll just do it like it's supposed to be done. Like it's a play or something. The way they did that was flawless. They had the Braum ult on top of the Xayah ult, on top of the Ornn knockup, on top of this, the Rakan just keeping everybody there. And that's the powerful ability of Rakan, Xayah in team fights, is being able to rally everybody together and corral them into like a jungle area like that, and then have the feathers pulled back and kill everybody.
And now they're taking down another tower, and that Xayah is just pushing up. Very aggressive, but she can be with the lead that she has. She just rips through her opponents right now.
Yeah, there's nothing that they can do, but they also don't know where Lee Sin and Ornn is. They're going to know where Ornn is now, but they still don't know where Lee Sin is, and it's just too risky to engage onto the Xayah, even if she is playing aggressive, because there could be backup hiding in the brush.
Yeah, keeping aware of your surroundings is what Red Team needs to do right now. They are just way too far behind, and they're at such a disadvantage. It looks like they're going to try to set up for this Drake. I think they realize that the Drake's going to be the deciding factor for them. If they can get this one and put themselves on sole point, it could give them the opportunity to try to shift this match around.
Yes, it could. It absolutely could. If they could get this in. Honestly, with the way Birdo has been doing these smites, you know, you have to... I mentioned it before, you need to force him away. You need to stun him. You need to jump onto him as soon as he shows up. Also, something we have not talked about yet that I definitely forgot to highlight, and that is my fault. We did have a sub, it looked like, come in for our red team. Vexy switching in for Zolu, something like that. We got an engagement top, but just going to force out Aishul to ult back. Sokoma also having to ult over the wall. So that's 2 big ultimates gone for red team. They don't have the Chrono Shift, I think that's what it's called, and we don't have the Malphite ult.
Oh, and that's going to give them the opportunity to take over the Dragon Pit here and have have their dragon completely uncontested. 2 for 2 drakes for each of them, and Blue's just continuing to hold a pretty commanding lead, about 6k gold ahead. And they're going to continue to push with this Baron buff for the amount of time that they have it left.
Yep, they're utilizing that Baron very well. I would love to see them split maybe a little bit here, maybe have somebody go mid.
Oh nope, the Rakan's going to dive right into the tower, knocking up the Malphite. And the Ornn's going to follow up as well to get a knock up in. And they're just going to get 2 kills. Potentially a third. Xayah coming in and getting another one. Just ripping through her opponents right now. Cracking the base open, getting onto the inhib on the bot side. And they're going to continue to move forward and knock up from the Rakan to keep the Ornn in place. They're going to get another kill. 3 for 0 right now. It's a 2v5. Going gold, the Echo's going to manage to back away, but still no kills coming out from the red side. And everyone is very, very low. Rakan trying to knock some people up here and there. Managing to get one. Lee Sin diving right in onto the Echo, but he's not going to be able to do much about that. And he is going to back away very well by the blue side. Coming out very low on health and getting everything that they need, min-maxing completely.
Yeah, red team kind of trickling in one at a time. Really weird stuff. You don't want to see that if you're a fan of 5Monkeys. Oh man, that's so tough. They were being pushed in, and the blue team had the Baron, and they were dove with 2 people under the tower. But then you had Titan just like run in and just get ulted from Lee Sin and just died, providing nothing to the fights. Actually, he's got a very interesting build. He's got Leandre's Mana Moon, or Muramana, I guess already. Aishel's being jumped on. He does have the ult, but he doesn't have the stopwatch.
Oh, but now the Rakan's going to try to ult. Manages to catch 2 members of red team, holding them in place. The Echo's going to have to try to bounce back. Malphite, great ult coming in there onto the Xayah, but it's not really going to matter. Stopping the Misfortune ult. Lee Sin is going to drop, but they are going to take out the Echo as well. Both teams going back and forth. Little flex there over from the Syndra. You haven't been doing much for long, so keep it down.
700 gold onto Titan, by the way, killing the Lee Sin there. That was a big shutdown that could definitely change things. But, well, never mind.
Yep. Oh, no, now she's going to get dropped. Xayah just throwing out so much damage. They're trying to keep pressure onto this mid side. They really want to crack this base open and now keep 2 lanes open to the enemy base. Waiting for the next wave to come in here. They have the opportunity and they have the abilities. Let's see what they can do with this dive. Trying to go under. Rakan tries to get a knockup, but can't do much for it. They have to turn back onto their own base because bot wave is pushing in, and now they have Soups coming in, not only bot, but now they have them coming in mid, and they are easily going to be set up for the next Baron.
Yeah, Baron's coming up in like a minute, so it's going to happen very soon. They're just setting up for it, just trying to get as many turrets down as they can to force red team to stay at base, not be able to contest Baron, or if they do, they will lose something from doing that.
Yep, all lanes for blue team are pushing right now. They have the advantage. Baron's going to be up in under 10 seconds. Trying to get an engage, and Xayah throwing out so much damage and getting the kill over onto the Echo. And now the red team tries to come in and engage, but it's not going to matter. Xayah throwing out damage left and right. Lee Sin coming in for the kill onto the Malphite. Misfortune trying to get an ult and gets the kill onto the Syndra, but not getting out the primary damage. The Xayah is still standing, and she's going to continue to walk away from that. Syndra can die, but you need that Xayah to go down as well.
Yeah, Sword is 15-1. If he doesn't die, your whole team will die. It's that simple, unfortunately. And we saw the same thing from Titan on the Xayah. Once he got the Infernal Soul, it was about the same as Sword is now with 15-1 with no Infernal Soul. So, Sword though.
Oh, the Ornhorn though coming in. Missing everything from that, and the Ornn's going to get dropped from the tower shot. Lee Sin trying to do what he can, but getting way too far under, getting a kick away, but it's not going to matter. And now the Xayah and the Rakan left to their own devices, and they're going to have to walk away from that. They don't want to give that kill over. But now the Rakan turning around, jumping in onto the Malphite. The Xayah is not there to back it up. But now the Echo coming in from the backside. They do manage to push him back, and he goes back into the Baron pit. Just missing coming over the wall there, unfortunately. And now Xayah and Rakan are still in retreat. Ornn and Echo trying to do what they can. The Syndra's trying to come up from mid through the river to try to support her ADC and support. but it's not going to happen. The Xayah finally dropping to the Echo and that bounty going over to the mid laner. But now the Syndra's coming in, trying to get the kills that she can onto the Echo, and she does manage to get it. And they might try to chase down this Malphite, but they might want to let him be.
Yeah, I
And a
think he's
good
gonna be
back
able
and
to
forth.
get out. Oh, she does have flash though. She might flash E.
Oh, and she does.
Yeah, you don't stop to hit the ward there if you're Malphite. That was very troll. I hate to say it, but maybe just thinking that Syndra didn't have flash. I'm not sure.
Lee Sin coming a little late to that dragon, so the third one going over to the red side. But the Rakan coming up with the ult and knockup to follow up for his teammates. Trundle is huge though, taking a lot of damage here, but I still don't think he's going to walk out of this alive. Syndra coming in to help. Misfortune getting the ult off, but it's not really going to matter. The ult coming in from the Ornn, managing to knock her up, followed up by the Rakan. Rakan flexing a little bit, and the kill going over to the Syndra.
I don't know if Titan just wanted to get a bit of damage there or what. Just not able to have the same performance that he's had with other ADCs on this Misfortune pick. Doing a lot of damage with the ult, but you need to do more than just damage. You need to finish off kills. And that is what the blue team is doing. So unfortunately, it's just not working out. Baron probably going to go to the blue team. See how fast they're able to do this. They didn't have Xayah, so Xayah's going to come here and definitely make this a lot quicker.
Yeah, not a whole lot that red side's going to be able to do with that. Trundle is just coming up, and that Baron is about to drop. No globals that they can deal with this. And the second Baron going over to blue side once again.
Yep, we've got Sword getting aggressive. Right now, they have to just get a pick on Sword, but let's say they Malphite all he has to do is press R, then you have Malphite in the middle of their whole team. You have nothing other than that to get in, so really the Xayah pick is just, out of all the people to be fed with right now, Xayah is like ideal for the blue team.
And she even has her mythic upgraded by Orange, so she's even more lethal than you could ever imagine. And the Rakan going in with the ult, knocking up a couple of members, but the Malphite coming in, and that's exactly what you were talking about, the Malphite trying to come in and get the knockup. Even though he gets it, the Xayah just rips right through him, and it doesn't matter, and blue team going to be walking away with the advantage on that.
Yeah, that's the issue of having a comp with Malphite, but then not having anybody to engage with him. Like, I would have loved to see like a Leona instead of a Braum or something. The Braum was picked so that he can put up his shield in front of the Misfortune when she's ulting, but if you can't even get it engaged, then nobody's going to be stunned for the ult anyways. You're just going to lose whoever goes in by themselves, and that's what you see when Zokoma's trying to go in there and get something done, but if you're by yourself, you're just going to die so quickly.
Absolutely. Next Drake is going to be on its way at some point. It is soul point for red side, so hopefully they can try to take that like the last game and try to turn this fight around, but we'll have to see what happens here. Blue side still marching forward with their Baron buff. Xayah down at the bottom, split pushing. Don't know how I feel about that.
I agree with you, but I think she's just trying to get the minions pushed up to that inhib. But I think I would have loved to see.
Syndra coming in and just absolutely destroying the Malphite.
Yep, because he went full armor. Because he has to, because Xayah is crazy, right? But then you forget about Syndra, and now Syndra's getting online.
Yep, she's going to start popping off late game now. Rakan trying to come in, getting his ult, getting a couple of knockups and some CC, and they're going to continue to push forward. This might be the last push here from blue team. They're going to take out both inhibs just to be safe, and now they're going to march onto the Nexus towers. The Echo is coming in behind them, but I don't know what he can do with all the damage that they're throwing out. Xayah throwing her ult up, managing to miss the ult from the Echo and ripping right through him. Syndra getting all this damage, but now they're on to the Nexus, and that is going to be the game.
GG's. That's going to be 5. Nope. That's going to be FroggyStyle. FroggyStyle Moon winning the series 2-1 against 5Monkeys. Getting some revenge for their sister team in terms of FroggyStyle Sun. I will never get used to these names. Well played from both of our teams. MVP. Who's your MVP?
I'd have to say Sword.
Sword.
With the amount of damage that he threw out, this game to turn game 3 around, I feel like I'd have to say it's Sword.
I would agree with you, except for the fact that I feel like Shield was a necessity for him to get those kills, and I feel
True.
like the Rakan was played to perfection.
Hmm.
Not going in and getting killed on his own. He knew exactly when to go, when to get out. He even had plays where he flashed, used his ult just to stop somebody, stop the misfortune from ulting to save his AZ. He played support to a T. Like, that was impressive stuff. I loved seeing that.
Truth.
But that being said, we did have Sword playing well across all games, and I think I would give it to Sword just because of that.
Yep. Nope. I'll concede to that as a support main. Yeah, show support some loves.
But yeah, I will say MVP Sword for that series. The Ashe, he even forced out the Ashe ban, which I think was a necessity. I think the LeBlanc ban was like maybe they were struggling with it in the mid lane, but I think that was not a good idea. Keep the Xayah ban for the next time these teams clash, because giving Sword that Xayah is just as bad as giving him Ashe. Maybe just triple ban Sword, or maybe just play around bot siding. Make sure you shut down Sword. You got to do something.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, a very good set of 3 games. Hopefully everybody enjoyed themselves. We'll hopefully plan on seeing you guys soon. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can see when we do have games going on. And we'll plan on seeing you guys for the next one. Enjoy your night.